did you become a VTuber? Today. Duck. Oh! Oh, I'm saying that I wouldn't tell you a secret because you tell everybody. You right, though. Ew, look at all the gross goopy goops. Whatever the frick they are.
Oh, look at him! What a chunk!
It is what you call a plastic in the shape of a long tubular stick.
You mean a straw? Oh. Help me. Help me, friend! So how quickly am I gonna die if I just walk out into the...
Don't fight me! We're not supposed to move!
Wait for me, guys! Wait for me! Wait! Oh, frick, step on me. Don't impede our vacationing or blow up these islands. I will stab you.
Yeah!
Do I dare look at this? Long arm's gonna come and find his way in. I don't think I'm there, right?
Okay, I'm there! Oh my gosh, I'm in a hole! Wait!
It always bothers me when there's no shampoo by a kitchen sink. Wait, what did I say? Did I say soup? Did I say soup instead of soap? Shampoo? What's worse? Shampoo? Please tell me I said soap this time.
I said shampoo! No!
We come! Like this? You want me to stop looking at you like this? Good spooks tonight? Oh, ah! Are we okay? Are we safe? Does his arms reach into here? Ah! Oh my gosh. You know what I do want? I want tits. The Twitch integrated throwing system. Roses are red, violets are blue. Omae wo no shinderu. Nani? Oh, you slut! That is my first limited character constellation. Shut up! It's been a little bit tiring. What the? I'm dead! Why am I not dead?
Say hello to my little friend.
What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
Oh.
Has already managed to make contact with the divine.
Oh no! Big traveler. Big traveler. Get down! You don't know how to do it! Hello! How's everyone doing? I hope you guys are all having a good Wednesday. It's only Wednesday. Oh my goodness. But hi Flair, hi Smoker, hi QB, hi Ram. How's everyone doing? Hope you guys are all doing well. Yeah, the transition. Oh, that's right. This is your first time saying it. Yeah, it's such a good transition. I had to get it as soon as you recommended it to me, dude. Had to get it because it's so good. I love it a lot. Also, I'm doing okay. This week has been honestly a little bit of a roller coaster, but I'm here and yeah. I also tried changing some OBS settings to maybe help with the crashes, but we'll see if that even freaking does anything. Freaking who knows? So there's that. Having a great day for a great reason. Oh, that's good to hear. That's awesome. Glad to hear you're having a good day. Yeah. I'll talk about it when I'm doing dailies. We'll go over the quick plan. I'm gonna do dailies, and then we're gonna go into Faruzan's Hangout quest, which is almost the same length as Hazo's, but just a little bit less. So, chances are we're gonna just be trying to get through that as quickly as possible. We're just gonna try to do that. So, while we do that, let me go ahead and get going on dailies and such. But dude, freaking yesterday was insane. So fun fact, I freaking I made a tweet about how I was like, oh my gosh, Honkai Star Rail is gonna come out in a week. That tweet was scheduled. And then like minutes after it went out was when I found out that Xenoblade 3 dropped their like final DLC trailer, and I was like, hold up! What? Oh my gosh. Wanna know why? Sure, yeah. If you're willing to share. So yeah, that is like currently on the forefront of my mind constantly right now these last few days. I'm just, it's my feet day. Oh, it is your birthday! Happy birthday! I hope, it sounds like you're having a good one. But yeah, Nintendo decided to do a fun, like, shadow drop announcement.
Everyone hold hands.
And was just like, hey, this DLC is going to be releasing in a week, and you guys are just finding out about it now. Yeah, that's been on my mind. But anyway, I had to finish that train of thought. Flare, happy birthday! I hope you've had a good day, and you've had all the stuff. You got, like, you ate the food that you wanted to, you got to do the stuff that you wanted to, but it's been a good day. Nintendo trolling you. Nintendo trolling the entire Xenoblade community, dude. Just being like, especially because in the last direct, it's like, we're gonna do a little bit of a teaser for Wave 4 of Xenoblade's DLC. And it's only, like, one of the most, like, if you are a fan of Xenoblade, and when I say that, I'm like, you know, you're very knowledgeable of, like, all the games. When you see that, you're like, what the frick? And then they just decided to shadow drop this whole trailer. And I've watched it several times and I've cried every time. I can't. I'm just, man. I get a few kinds of tea. Don't forget the... I won't forget the milk. But yeah, dude. I know no one here... Man. I know no one here has really played, like, all of the Xenoblade games, and maybe only someone has played or watched like one, maybe. But man, it is probably still my favorite series ever. It's not for everybody, but man, I freaking love it so much, dude. It makes me so happy. And with the DLC, it's gonna be like the end of this like arc for Xenoblade, technically. And so yeah, it's kind of like a big deal. It's like end of the era technically. I saw Rex's design was like, this guy needs yeah, there's other ways where people consider him to be a Chad. Ways that I don't think I want to like talk about because they're technically spoilers. But if you know, you know. What's this? Oh, Xenoblade? So Nintendo released a trailer for the final DLC wave for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and it's going to be closing off the entire arc. Did I get everything? Oh no, I missed one. So it's kind of like a big deal. Supposedly it's going to like be like an end to the arc, and also kind of like maybe tease like what the future is going to be like. I don't play Xenoblade. Here's the thing. Anybody in chat play Xenoblade? I feel like no one has, or maybe someone has only watched like one game. So like, if it's one of those things where I think people know about it, but not a lot of people have actually played it. It gets written off as Xenoblade, yeah, Xenoblade. It's similar to like Xenogears or Xenosaga. It's Xenoblade. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles is my favorite series ever. And honestly, I remember I did a poll a while ago asking people on Twitter if people would be down if I played through the first game. That question still stands. I'm
following me.
I'm focused on TOH. What is TOH? I don't know what that is off the top of my head. But yeah, like for real. If people are down watching me stream the game, I will do it. It's a big game. Owl House. Oh, okay. It's a big game, so I understand, like, it's not really a time commitment, but... It's not Xenoblade, it's pronounced Xenoblade. I know!
Okay.
I know!
Cryo incarnate.
As the British say, Xenoblade Chronicles, but I have a bad habit. I got introduced to the series from Chugga Conroy, and he pronounces it Xenoblade, so unfortunately it's in my head. You're right, though. It is pronounced Xenoblade. But yeah,
Temple of
I got
Wisdom.
introduced it through Chugga Conroy, and he pronounces it Xenoblade. So unfortunately, it's an old habit that kind of dies hard. I will say though, if anyone is interested in JRPGs, I highly recommend Xenoblade Chronicles. I highly recommend it. It's very great. Check it out. See if you're interested in it or not. Like I said, I would love to stream it one day if the interest is there.
In your dreams.
Yes, Conroy, mispronouncing every game title ever. I've literally only heard it pronounced Xenoblade. You might have only heard it from me, to be honest.
By ordinance divine. Think you can bully me?
But yeah, it's technically pronounced Xenoblade. Technically. But even my brother and others, yeah, it's one of those things where I believe the British pronunciation is Xenoblade, and I believe in Japanese it's also like Xenoblade, but you know, you know how it goes with us Americanizing every word. Just how we do. Gosh, I freaking love that series. I love it so much. Did the hammer show? Did it not? Did it not? Hold on. Wait, hold on. Let me try something. I'm gonna try it. Oh my gosh, it didn't. Why did it not?
Relax.
Why did it not? Hold on. Why did it not? Hello? The sound played. One
There's
second.
no need to
Test it
exchange
stuff.
pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation. Just
I'm gonna try to do something different. Wait, it's not connected? Oh no. This isn't connected? Hold on. Is everything broken again? Possibly. Let me try closing out my program again. Hold on. La da 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 la. Da, da, da. It's somehow disconnected from OBS. That's not good. Also not loading? Hello? Is it registering? Huh. Hold on, let me see if I can find it in Task Manager and reboot it. Let's see it. Why is it being weird? I already have a copy running? No, I don't. I closed it. Hold on. Weird stuff happening. Oh, wait. There it is. And that. Sorry. Wait, let me give you your points back. Let me give you guys all of your points back. Don't do anything yet. It's broken right now. Don't do anything yet. For those curious, I use an external software for this type of stuff, and it's not working right now. So we're gonna try to get it open? It's not opening anymore. No one redeemed anything yet. Why isn't it opening? Why? Hold on. While I wait for that to open, I'm gonna just wrap up some stuff. We're gonna go over this way. Gotta check these things before starting stream. Here's the thing. It was up and I saw it and it usually connects automatically. And it was working. Like it was opening before I went on to stream. And now it's not. I closed out of it. And now it's not even opening. I don't know why.
Add Astro.
still not opening. That's so weird. Can I? Let's see. Place computer gopher. As it does. As it does. Let me check out task manager again. It's registering it being open. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Oh my gosh, it took a bit. It took a bit. Okay. It's connected to Twitch now. Give me 1 second, guys. But it's not connecting to OBS. Connect. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's thinking. Hold on. It's thinking. It's thinking. It literally froze. Give it 1 second. Like, it genuinely froze. It's not responding.
We'll just, give it a minute for now.
I'll keep it up on the side and see how it goes. But it's not responding. Don't redeem anything for a little bit, guys. I wonder, why is it not working? This is weird. Well, if it's gonna be borked, what I can do is I'll probably just have to disable some of the redeems. And then if, for example, if my computer crashes, then I'll reset it. Because, you know, I feel like that is a possibility that will happen. But I'm just gonna switch it. This happens every stream? No, it doesn't. And don't you even tell me it does.
This realm is...
Like, sure, there are stuff that goes wrong. Yes. There is stuff that goes wrong, for sure. But this in particular is a different issue. Okay, that didn't work. Let's see. Don't be slandering me. Don't be slandering me. Let's see. Slander's face. Don't slander me. I just meant something goes wrong every stream. Oh yeah. See, okay, if you mean that, then the truth of the matter is that is just that is every stream. No matter what professional streamer there is, there's always something that'll go wrong that needs to be fixed. I feel like the scuff is real. How come it's not working? What's a stream without scuff, honestly? It happens. At least on every stream I watch, there's always something that goes wrong. Okay. Why is this not working? Let's see. Just means your computer's possessed and haunted, as it is. It do be like that. Okay. This is all the same. Connecting. Please connect. Please connect. Come on. Come on.
Please. Please, just give me one dub today.
I need it. It's been a week. It's been a week. Let's see. It's so weird that this is not working. If I did... Nope. Nope, it's this version. What if... Okay, what if we... I thought that would change my password. Oh my gosh. You guys like it when I when I freaking do tech stuff live? It's great. It's great. But anyway, tell me about your guys' day. What has happened to you guys today? Tell me, is there a particular food that you enjoyed eating today? Poor Flay's having a breakout. I just feel bad that because I want to solve this, but unfortunately, solving it live means it takes a while. And that's no fun. Wish I ate food today. I hope you can eat soon. I hope you can eat soon. But I had chicken fajitas today personally, which are very good. But man, I kind of want to eat something else, to be honest. I hope your DoorDash Cubs watching my fave Twitch streamer. Aw, thanks. I apologize that this is being weird. I apologize that all this is being weird. What if... Okay. We tried this. We'll try putting this here. Is there a way for you to move Tubby? No, there is not a way for me to move Tubby, unfortunately. Unfortunately, there is no way. Things been good. Finally, after weeks of getting gold weapons I want to Overwatch. Oh, nice! Working on my Fortnite Battle Pass. Oh, dang! Hope that goes well. Hopefully, there won't be too many troubles with the Fortnite Battle Pass. This is the last thing I'm... Also, by the way, this is the last thing I'm going to try. And if it doesn't work, then we'll just have to continue without those redeems. And then I will turn those off. And I'm really sorry about that. But I feel like the only way I could fix this is if I stop streaming, and I don't want to do that. Because chances are my computer's going to crash anyway. So. Sound alerts will work. But there's a few redeems that will not work, unfortunately. Oh, come on. Please just tell me if it's connected or disconnected so that I can move on with my life. Streamer bot, please. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right, I'm going to keep that on the side and I'm going to continue doing some stuff. Hi, Edie. Thanks for stopping by. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. We've encountered some technical difficulties. Okay. It looks like I can't fix it right now, guys. And I'm really, really sorry about that. Thinking of everyone she bought is Slater the most. Dude, for real. I don't know why. So yeah, it's just not connecting right now. I honestly do not know why. Because everything has been the same since last stream. But unfortunately, this means I am going to have to disable some stuff for now. So. About chat? Why? Did it break? Did it break? Did my chat break too? Hold on. Where can I need to go to here. And we're gonna have to, unfortunately, we're gonna have to disable a few of the redeems today. And I apologize for that. Sorry, guys. It's borked. It's borked. It's not connecting. I'll try to fix it next time. But yeah, sorry, guys. Okay. I believe... Let me check. Yep. All right. All the redeems are up to date. Those are all the redeems that you can do. And I'm going to keep an eye on StreamerBot. See if it works, but it might not. But yeah, all the redeems should be up to date on what you can do now. Sorry, guys. That's a bummer. That is a bummer.
If you ever...
Just what I needed this week.
Too slow.
Just what I needed this week. Okay, this went on a little bit longer than I would have liked, so I think we're all done. It's okay. I still feel bad. I still feel bad. But we'll move on. Again, if my computer crashes, then I'll see what I can do then. But for now, yeah. Today's been good. A new teaser for the Venture Bros movie came out. Oh, really? There's a Venture Bros movie? Dang, that's awesome. I know that show was, I think, canceled, but that's awesome. But hi, Rex. Thanks for stopping by. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Okay. Let's get started on Faruzan's Hangout. Because like I said, it's gonna be pretty...
Quit following me.
It's gonna be pretty long, so the quicker we can start doing this, the better. And chances are we gotta go to Sumeru. Yeah, over here, it looks like.
Even though most of the academia's restrictions have significantly relaxed, I'm still a bit worried that the Matra might give her trouble.
I didn't know you were here! Hi!
I need to stay here to keep an eye on the situation. Kale, can you head to Sumeru City and find out why she isn't here yet?
Rip for Deems, I know it sucks. I'm gonna keep trying and seeing what I could do about the software, but yeah, it's just being fun right now.
Does it have to be me?
I'd only assign a job this important to someone I trust. Are you not feeling well?
I just read Flair's marriage. Tainari's finally got a voice after being silent this whole time. I know, right? Congrats, Tainari. I'm so glad you finally got a voice. It's been weird going through the entire Sumeru Archon quest with you being silent, but I'm so glad. Oh, thanks for the hydrate. So glad, guys. Oh, thanks for the strain, too. One sec. Okay.
Oh no, I'm fine. I've completely recovered. It's just that if I'm going to see her, I think I need to mentally prepare myself first.
Oh, interesting. Greg from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Yeah, exactly.
I know. You'll have a tough time if you go by yourself. If we could arrange for someone to accompany you.
In a predicament, I see.
Oh, hey there!
It's been a while. What a coincidence. I was just thinking about asking you to accompany Kale to Sumeru City.
I feel like this fits him more. Honestly, I'd have to agree. I really like how what this voice does for Tainari. Because for me, it feels like you see a lot more of like his different sides with this voice instead of just like one sassy side. Now you get to see like the caring side to him, and also the sassy, sarcastic side to him. I like it a lot. I don't know what I'm talking about. He was silent this whole time. I didn't mention. I said I like the voice for those reasons, and no comparison otherwise. Why'd you think of me?
Sorry, that's not what I meant. It's just that this matter concerns research banned by the academia. Not the sort of thing you'd shout from the rooftops. Also, you happen to know about this situation. There are very few people I can trust to be discreet right now. After giving it much thought, I believe you're the most suitable person for this task.
Research banned by the academia, and something that I know about.
Baby!
Hi, Blaze.
Oh my gosh, Obnoxious Orc, thank you for the 4 months! That means a lot. Thank you so much. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Sounds cute, Gary. He really does. It's got a good tone to it. Research banned by the academia.
It's complicated, and this isn't the best place to talk about it. We'll fill you in on the details once she arrives.
Who's she?
You might have heard about her in Sumeru before. Her name is Faruzan, and she's a very experienced senior researcher.
Would you say very experienced?
Let's just say that a huge part of Kasharawar's mechanical research over the past 100 years has used her academic discourse and manuscripts as their foundation.
100 years? Is she human?
She is, but she vanished for 100 years because of a certain incident. She only returned to the academia after being found in the wilderness a few years ago. Because of that, her current personality can be a bit, strange, as is her attitude towards Kale.
Ah, I see. Need to get it back on Genshin. I'm missing a lot of stuff. If you're interested, I highly recommend it. I've really loved pretty much everything they've done with Subaru for the most part. Like a few things, but like everything else has been absolutely amazing.
I'm getting a headache just thinking about it.
She doesn't have bad intentions, so you don't have to be scared.
I'll try.
Do we really have to invite her here?
Yes. Kasharawar and Spontamod researchers are often quite prejudiced, so I can't trust them with this matter. However, Faruzan isn't influenced by modern thinking. In our previous correspondence through letters, she indicated that she'd be willing to help. It's already past our arranged meeting time, but she still hasn't shown up.
Did she get caught by the academia?
I don't think so. With her personality, it's more likely that she got wrapped up in some sort of trouble. Anyway,
Faruzan.
can you go with Kale to the academia and check on Faruzan for me?
Sure thing.
Thank goodness. I was so anxious.
I'm counting on you two. Kale, don't push yourself too hard. Just go there and see what's going on. Our task is important, but not that urgent. If Faruzan really is in some trouble, come back and tell me about it. We can always reschedule our meeting. After all, if she's distracted by other things, it'll affect her ability to help us.
All right, let's go.
All right. Basically heard as she's human, just had problem with, wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff. Yep.
Oh yes, and one more thing. You might find her difficult to get along with at first. However, if you address her as Madam, she'll become much easier to talk to.
I love Kale. Kale is amazing. Also, I just realized how much we have to get through, so I'm... As a reminder, I'm going to be reading chat the whole time, but...
Sorry, what did you say? Oh, could you repeat yourself? As you know, I'm sure, hearing goes with age.
Oh my gosh, I like her. But yeah, so I'm going to be reading all of chat, but I may not respond to it just so that I can get through it quickly, but I'm going to try to do what I can. That's a Doctor Who reference. Oh yeah, I got it. No worries. I got it.
Faruzan, I said that you need to give us an answer.
Yes. And did you forget to add Madam when you addressed me earlier?
Your hearing is perfectly fine. Madam Faruzan, we don't want to make things difficult for you. However, you haven't been teaching courses or supervising theses these past few years. Isn't this rather problematic as an advisor? Never mind the students. Even other advisors are starting to complain.
And who, if I may ask, complained? If they have any issue with me, tell them to talk to me themselves rather than waste any of your time. You don't have to tell me anything. I very well know that it's those people from Haravatat. How I wish they'd put their time into doing proper research instead.
But, Madam Faruzan, it has been a long while since you last made any practical academic contribution yourself.
Academic contribution cannot simply be divided between the tangible and the intangible. The issue here, I believe, is that the reviewer doesn't understand the very nature of knowledge itself. In any case, it makes no sense to use a metric like this to evaluate a mentor. Which sage set this rule anyway? I should write a letter of complaint right this instant.
Wait! Madam Faruzan, please let me finish.
That's her, all right. But the person with her doesn't look like a Matra.
She looks so young.
Shh! She hates it when people call her young.
I love the fact that she takes her quote-unquote age in stride.
Her body apparently stopped aging during the year she was gone. So that's why she looks the same as she did 100 years ago.
So she disappeared for 100 years. What in the world happened to her?
Okay, I think I'm ready for this. Let's go.
Anyway,
Alright, sounds good.
Akara Crafts and the leader of Kasharawar would like to invite you to collaborate on this project.
You've been on a Doctor Who mood recently. Returned to the 60s special, getting a skin of Fortnite. Oh, nice! I remember watching Doctor Who forever ago.
They're wondering if you'd be interested.
Didn't watch much of it, but it's good.
Madam Faruzan? Are you listening?
Mm-hmm. Ah, Kale! Why are you here at the Academia? Are you feeling better now?
I'm much better, Madam Faruzan. It's all thanks to the Traveler and the Dendro Archon.
Have you been sleeping well? You seem to be developing some eye bags. Is that brat Tainari forcing you to stay up late again?
No, it's because I'm a slow learner. It's not Master's fault.
It's good to be hardworking, but you need to take care of your health. I'll have to give Tainari a right talking to when I see him. I'll also prepare some health supplements for you.
Yeah, Tainari. 10th Doctor's the best doctor? That's David Tennant, right?
There's really no need.
Ah, and is the person beside you the legendary Traveler?
That Brad Tainari, for real. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, madam.
Oh, I've heard much about you before. In fact, I've been meaning to meet you for a while now. It is thanks to you, after all, that the Academia is finally getting back on its feet. Even Kali's illness is...
Ahem.
Yep, okay.
Madam Faruzan, I believe we were still discussing the collaboration with the Akara Crafts.
I'd wager it's those Kasharawar Dunderheads finding excuses so that I'd go to their Darshan. Say no more. I have no plans to change my field of research.
If you're this unwilling to participate in the collaborative project, you can also consider teaching a class. It might be difficult to teach a course with topics that only fall within Haravatat's subjects, but we can't delay this anymore. You need to give an answer. You can teach a course or participate in a collaborative project. If you don't do either, it'll be hard for me to persuade the advisors and students who have been complaining.
Sounds like some internal academia dispute. This seems to have nothing to do with Tainari's request. Yeah.
Could you not give me a few more days to consider? This matter has been delayed for so long already.
That's precisely the issue. If you don't give an answer today, I fear that someone will soon escalate their complaints to the sages.
What a waste of free time these folks are. Now you two are here at Tainari's behest, I take it. I'm sorry, but given the current situation, it looks like I'll have to come over some other day.
Kale seems like she wants to say something. Please give me a moment with Kale.
Of course. I shall need some time to think as well.
Kale!
What now? She seems so busy. Master said there's no rush, but I know that he's been busy working on something at Pardis DI, so he hasn't returned to Gandharville for several days now. I feel for Madame Faruzan, but I still want to ask her to come with us. But if I get her in trouble with the Academia, then she won't have the time to help Master. What should I do? Oh, this is such a headache.
To help her resolve her current problem, think of some way to get her to Pardistia. I kinda want to see if we can somehow circumvent this. Let's be a little rebellious.
But if someone does complain to the Academia, wouldn't it make Faruzan's situation more awkward?
Possibly.
And if the Academia investigated and found her at Pardis DI, things would get even worse for her. Do you have some way to invite her over to Pardis DI without stepping on the Academia's toes?
I do have the makings of an idea. Let's observe the situations first.
Okay then. I'm counting on you.
Cracks me up that Dr. had 10 in his name. He was also a huge fan of Doctor Who too.
Students from Haravatat
Grown up.
or owe Kasharawar a favor. It strikes me that they might be even less happy about such a deal than I am.
I think I can sympathize with them.
Madame Faruzan, we're back. Sorry for asking again, but are you sure you can't go to Pardis DI today?
Well, since you're asking me so sincerely, let's just ignore the Academia and...
Please, Madame Faruzan, focus. Today's the deadline.
Actually, Tainari wants to invite her over to discuss some research.
Huh?
Yes. I see. No wonder he sent you two over. Why, that lad didn't make it very clear in his letter, now did he? Otherwise, I would have reported it as part of my research.
Yeah, that's right. Master sent us over to explain everything to you.
Wait. Opportunities for collaborative research don't just come out of thin air. This seems like too much of a coincidence. Also, there isn't much overlap between Madame Faruzan's research and that of Amorta, right? What will you even be collaborating on?
Master wants to research,
A fully automated irrigation system.
Aha! Good job, Faruzan.
A fully automated irrigation system?
Precisely. It's a system that can automatically adjust the amount of water it provides based on the season and the plant species involved. I saw a similar mechanism while exploring a rune in the rainforest. That's why Tainari wanted to collaborate with me.
A mechanism like that exists? Why haven't I heard of it before?
I found it 100 years ago, so it's only natural that you don't know about it. Why don't you go ask your teacher's teacher? Perhaps they've heard about it from their teacher.
Can Faruzan just use the excuse for everything of just being like, ah, yes, this was 100 years ago, so there's probably no way that you would have known about it. Faruzan loves ignoring her work. That's what I'm getting.
But we can't prove its existence one way or the other, right?
Fret not. I'll have Tainari write an official proposal to the Academia later. That should do it, right?
An official proposal. Fine. We haven't made any progress with either the collaborative project or the elective course anyway. I'll go inform my superiors now. Please do take care of the paperwork as soon as possible. Don't delay this any longer.
Sure. I'll be sure to needle him until he gets it done.
Okay. We've done it!
Phew. I think she bought it.
I'm glad. David Tennant is my favorite actor. Dude, he's honestly really great. He's a great actor. Got mad respect for him.
Even though this is our first meeting, I must say, we make a good team.
We do.
wow! You made up that excuse on the spot, huh? Madame Faruzan, did you really find an irrigation system 100 years ago? If the Academia asks for any details...
Who knows? It's been 100 years, so it wouldn't be too surprising if I've forgotten a few details, no?
Huh? Then how will we explain things to them?
I'll let Tainari worry about whatever documents we might need to send to the Academia.
She's like, I don't know, Tainari will figure out though.
If I'm right, the request he has in store for me won't be any simpler than the Academia nonsense.
Oh my gosh. Poor Tainari. Hold on, I want to see if we've already done a branch. I'm pretty sure we have, but I want to see. Oh, it looks like a branch of 3. Woo! Cool. Alrighty. That brat will figure it out. Surely, right? Okay, we do have to go to parties, do you? If I ever get the chance to meet him, I'm gonna buy him something to sign. Oh, that'd be fun. Honestly, I would love to meet Adam Howden one day. He's a actor, and it's mainly just because of his work in Xenoblade Chronicles.
Where did he go?
It's mainly because of his work in Xenoblade Chronicles. Fun fact, Adam Howden has voiced in every single Xenoblade game. It's amazing! Something tells me she choose like an older brother. Let's see, possibly.
You don't have to shout. I can hear you.
Hi.
Well, you got here much faster than I expected. I thought you'd have a lot more business to take care of.
Oh, yeah, about that.
Thanks to the Traveler, I was able to, pawn off various problems of mine onto others.
Congratulations, Tainari.
Onto others? What does that mean?
We can discuss that later. You're looking for me because of the thing you mentioned in the letter, right?
That's right. Please, follow me.
Alrighty. Okay, so it looks like we gotta go inside. Boing, 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 boing. Boing. Oh! Oh, wait! Isn't it? Ah! Ah! Whoa! Oh, no! Carcata! It looks... Oh, there's something wrong with it.
A monster? Why is there a monster here?
Don't be scared, Kale. This is the mechanical life form the Traveler and I saved a while back. Its name is Carcata.
Yeah.
It's the final work of a late junior of mine.
You mean Abatui? He must have been a genius to create one of such polish all by himself. It's uncommon that a Spontamod researcher is able to create such an intricate machine. If he were still around, we could probably chat the day away. What a shame.
Hulu.
Something seems wrong here. Have you been maintaining it? Mechanical life forms are much more fragile than they look.
Is Karkata sick?
Karkata has been lying down like this since a few days ago. It could be an old malfunction acting up again. I've taken a few courses conducted by Spontamod before, so I've managed to perform some passable repairs on Karkata's energy supply module. However, it seems the issue this time is with its transmission. My knowledge can only prevent its condition from deteriorating any further. But Madame Faruzan, you should be able to find a way to repair it.
Not necessarily. Mechanical life forms are created using techniques from alchemy, elemental science, and more. There are multiple modules here that influence each other. A simplistic knowledge of mechanisms will not serve here. You know that as well. Each mechanical life form is very different from the next. So even I cannot be sure if my understanding of mechanical life forms is going to be of any use to our little crab friend here.
Oh!
Karkata.
Can you all go outside
Excuse me.
for a minute? I need a bit of space. Before I do a thorough check, everything we've just said is but conjecture.
Blaze, have you ever met any actor you like before? Technically, no. Fun fact about me, I have never been to a convention before. I haven't been to a convention before, so I haven't really gotten the chance to do that. Really? I'm like trying to think. I don't really remember a time, like even in passing, where I've met an actor that I liked before. Not really. Not like intentionally. Like I've been to like a lot of like plays and stuff before where obviously there's actors in there that I like, but I never have the guts to go up afterwards and be like, "Hi, you were so good." So it's just kind of like I've seen them, but they were far away. So
All right. We're counting on you, Madame Faruzan.
okay. We gotta talk to Tainari? I just realized I could do this!
I see everything. Mechanical life forms are truly incredible.
I will say, I do have like a signature or two from different actors that friends have gotten for me, or that I have gotten, but I personally have not gotten anything. Like, for example, I have an Albedo poster that is signed by Koidao, but, yeah.
Who knew that I'd encounter a mechanical life form in this manner after 100 years?
Okay. Tainari. Kali. Wait, Kali.
I didn't know mechanical life forms could get sick too. You have to get better soon, Karkata.
Aw. I don't know if it's a sickness.
I hope you feel better soon, Karkata.
Come on, come on, come on. Come on, Skill. Cool down faster.
I hope Karkata will recover quickly.
Oh. Me with Charles Martinet. Got up to it, did his usual hello. My nerves are so much better. We talked to Mario for a couple minutes. Yeah, there's some actors that just seem like such solid people. Or maybe not even just actors. Let's just say entertainers.
Until Faruzan finishes her inspection. In the meantime, I'd like to talk to you about her.
Okay, sure. Karkata's the best robot baby. Karkata's so good. I also wanted to ask about her past.
Her past, huh? Quite a few people in the academia know about what happened to her. Perhaps it'd be best if I'm the one to tell you. I've told you before that she had disappeared for 100 years, right? From her perspective, trapped might be a more apt description. Her
Trapped?
exact words were...
That ruin was crawling with traps and coded inscriptions from wall to wall.
Ooh.
I did all I could to decipher the code and deactivate the traps to escape the ruin, but there was no way out. I lost track of time and I ran out of pen and paper. In the end, I had to use stone shards to write on the walls and on the floor to decipher the code.
Ooh.
Then, before I realized it, I ran out of space on the walls and floor. I had to calculate all the possibilities in my mind.
Oh, jeez.
After that, my memory started to become fuzzy, and my cognition slowed down.
She doesn't remember anything else, including the location of the ruin, and how she finally managed to escape. When she was found in the outskirts of Sumeru a few years ago, she looked exactly the same as she did 100 years prior. However, she was in a stupor and struggled to form sentences. Only after a lengthy recovery period could she speak again.
Wow. Didn't know that part. The Ramona out of the cavern. The chasm? Can only imagine everyone else's reactions in line hearing two Marios talking to one another. That would have been fun.
The academia speculates that she must have gotten trapped in an unknown ruin while researching machines a century ago. And because of the ruin's special properties that halted her aging, she was able to use those 100 years to crack the trapping mechanism and then escape. Though she had finally broken free, 100 years had passed. Everyone she knew and everyone who knew her was already gone. In the end, even the academia had to rely on century-old records in the Akasha to confirm her existence.
Wow.
Don't make that face. I'm not telling you this because I want to drum up sympathy. She wouldn't want others to pity her because of past events. Rather, she sees that period of entrapment as an experimental error. As a researcher, she must accept everything that results from her experiments, even if they don't fall within expectations. Even after going through so much, she's returned to Sumeru and still hasn't given up on her research. Due to changes over the years and drift in academic subjects, she holds some rather strong opinions about the current academia, and she has no shortage of detractors herself. What I want to say is that no matter what era we're in, Faruzan is a true senior researcher, in every sense of the word. She has her own deep understanding of various ruins and machines. If there's a chance, you should talk about them with her. It'll definitely be helpful for your journey.
Gotcha. Like that cave trap Lumine Ito. That's true. I think time passed normally though in there. Not like in there. Time in there was wibbly wobbly, but I think I don't know. Actually, kinda, possibly, yeah.
Master, Madame Faruzan's done.
Oh, let's head over. With any luck, she might have figured something out.
Okay.
I never thought that I'd encounter a restitution module once again after 100 years. Abatui really installed quite a few impressive things on this. If my guess is correct, this mechanical life form has displayed attempts at self-sustenance before, right? Such as collecting parts to repair itself, for instance?
It has collected parts before, yeah.
It used them for something else, but as far as its design goes, it does have a function like that.
I knew it. If I'm not wrong, Karkata's issue lies with its restitution module. Abatui's modified this module extensively, but the core parts and design philosophy are very similar to the principles as I know them. They are all based on principles learned from the ruins.
From the ruins?
The creators of the ruins machine once tried to create a perpetual mechanism that could replace life or even surpass it. The restitution module is the result of one of their countless attempts. It replicates the behavior of living things to achieve a self-repair function. However, the energy required in maintenance of the module became an issue.
Energy consumption? Maintenance?
For example, a living thing's heart can deliver nutrients and blood to various organs. However, the bigger the living thing, the more powerful the heart needs to be. Once the heart is damaged, it'll be hard for that living thing to heal itself, and even the function of other organs can be affected. Thus, the attempt wasn't widely adopted.
Gotcha.
Even 100 years ago, I'd only seen it once before. Oh dear, this is going to be a problem.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's what Kane Weimer said, but no way out. Markings on the wall, other stuff. That's fair. Yeah, I guess that is the closest comparison.
Based on my current research, I'll need to swap out the damaged parts in the restitution module to repair Karkata. But like I just said, the module is rare, even by the standards of ancient machines. Not only that, but there is very little related research documentation available. Finding suitable parts would be like trying to find a single gear in the vast desert, to say nothing of the difficulty in making those parts from scratch. One can only wonder where Abatui found the original parts.
I might have an idea. Abatui was, for a time, quite passionate about excavating the Great Red Sand. This was when he had just gotten expelled from the academia.
I don't think I know what the Great Red Sand is. Oh, thanks for the hydrate. Paimon not being in some of these is a missed opportunity. She could have said Paimon's head hurts after. Thanks. Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. However, I will say it depends on who you talk to, because there are some people who would say that they actually really like that Paimon isn't even part of the Hangouts in the first place. Honestly, there's probably some people that don't know that Paimon doesn't talk in a majority of the Hangouts. So it definitely could fit. Honestly, though, for me, I feel like I've heard a lot of the Paimon's head really hurts now. That I'm like, I could kind of just like self-insert it there. Then I'm like, okay, cool.
You mean to say he found a restitution module in the desert? Oh, that is indeed possible.
But the desert's huge. How are we supposed to find the parts that Karkata needs?
According to the Academia's records, no similar parts have been found in the Great Red Sand over the past 100 years. If we want to try our luck, we'll have to explore ruins that have never been explored before.
Oh boy.
I do know that a Vahumana researcher formed an expedition team after the sandstorms and earthquakes subsided. They are now exploring areas of the desert that used to be difficult to access.
Should we ask them if they've made any new discoveries lately?
The chances are slim, but it's at least more effective than running around like headless chickens.
Where's the team currently stationed?
His name is Raid. I think he's stationed at the northeast part of the Hypostyle Desert. Let's go look for him once Karkata settles down.
Oh, you and Kale should probably stay. Karkata's condition may be stable, but it would still be better if some of us stay to look after it. Besides, you still need to take care of the trouble that the Academia left for me.
Oh, yeah! Just Tiny doesn't know.
Trouble from the Academia? I thought you said that you pawned it off to someone else. Wait. Don't tell me.
I'll let Kale fill you in on the details. I look forward to seeing your work, Tainari.
Rip. All I can remember is the big Shrek from Nahida's Quest. Dude, I've been seeing some people do like out of boundaries comparisons with that dragon. And also, let's keep the spoilers down to a minimum because that is a fairly new quest. But, yeah, that thing is big!
Everyone hope you feel better soon, Karkata.
Okay, I feel like they're gonna say the same thing.
A fully automated irrigation system. That's quite the task.
Master, can I help with anything at all? I can go buy things. Prepare pen and paper.
Oh, you know, I seem to remember that you have a lot of homework today.
Huh? Oh, yeah. I do.
Well, hurry up and finish it so you can sleep early, or Faruzan will worry. That's the best thing you can do now to help.
Oh, okay.
Hoodoo. Oh, poor guy. I hate what TikTok has done to me. After running around, I went from the King Julian joke of running around like footless chicken. Honestly, I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm kind of glad that I missed that TikTok trend then. So hi, Mangles! Thank you so much for stopping by. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. How's everybody? I'm doing okay. This week has been a bit of a roller coaster, but I'm doing okay. Glad to hear that you're doing good, though.
What is this?
Halt! Mr. Raid's permission is required to proceed any further.
We're not outsiders. She's a researcher from the academia.
That still won't do. Mr. Raid told us to keep people away from the ruins so they don't damage the site.
Said the personal just were better than you. Is that the TikTok thing? Is that the song reference that I don't know about? I don't know. Roller coasters do have their ups and downs and twists and rounds. They sure do. I would like to have a break, please.
Damage the site? I've excavated more ruins than you visited restaurants. Which batch of students is Raid from? I want to see him right now.
He isn't at the campsite now. You should all leave. Only he can give you permission to enter.
What a stubborn guy.
We can't just waste our time here like this. Let's wait for the researcher to come back first. That's just the King Julian quote. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm very out of the loop with Madagascar quotes or whatever it's from. So we can either wait or go. You know what? This is a bad decision, but this is what I'm feeling right now. We can't waste our time around here like this. Madagascar too. Honestly, I don't think I've seen that.
You're right. Even if there is new information, we still have to wait for him to come back so we can ask him about it. So let's just see what we can find out from the people here. I'm going to give that Raid a good talking to when he gets back. Starting from who in the world mentored you?
Ask the villagers for information. Okay. Wait, can I?
Hey!
Rumors really be true?
What rumors?
That machine looks amazing. Could it be the legendary Ruin Wanderer? The location seems to fit too. Might that legend actually be true?
Ruin Wanderer? I don't know what that's a reference to. What about you, dude?
So tired. Just want to go home.
Understandable. What's up?
Don't know anything. We were only hired to deliver water and supplies to them. Forget excavation. They won't even let us get close to the camp where they're staying.
Maybe Faruzan. I think they're actually referring to that thing. Because it could be like a ruin. It's like a ruin monster. Ruin guard, or, you know.
They won't even let us go near the camp.
What's up?
This area used to be ravaged by frequent sandstorms. But it's been calm lately for some reason. They say that this was done by a single traveler? But seriously, is such a thing even humanly possible?
Single traveler, you say? Who could that have been?
Well, I found out everything I could. Is there anything that stands out to you?
The machine they speak of. The hired villagers. Sandstorms dispersing. I mean, I have a lot of questions, but... Sandstorms. I'm gonna go with that.
To be honest, the ruins were difficult to excavate in the past, but they really are much safer now, thanks to you. However, I'm more concerned about this Ruin Wanderer they speak of.
Wait, is that in reference to the stuff that I was doing in the desert? I'm slow today. Oh! I didn't... Oh, okay.
Ruin Wanderer. That's the first time I've heard that name. But that wreckage did seem a bit weird.
What's so weird about it?
It's a bit far away, and I can't really say for sure from this distance. Perhaps we should ask the villager from before about the legend first.
Were they talking about Lumine then? Possibly, based on what Faruzan said. Because here's the thing. There is a desert quest that you can do here. It's with, like, Jet and the others. And you do get rid of, like, this huge thing in the middle of the desert that probably was causing sandstorms. So maybe it is in reference to that. And I wonder if it's different about other, like, if you do or don't do it. I don't know, unfortunately. Julian says that about a footless chicken, as Maurice says headless chicken. Julian says no, footless. How would a chicken run around without its head? Maurice says, how would it run without legs? And Julian replies angrily, I don't know, I'm not a chicken. I will say, I've only seen the first Madagascar movie, but I did enjoy Julian's dialogue. But again, I haven't watched that in forever, so I cannot remember it for the life of me.
Huh? What are you guys doing back here?
Oh, thanks for the hydrate. I want to learn more about the legend of the Ruin Wanderer.
I wouldn't blame you for not knowing about it, youngsters.
Thanks for the string.
After all, it's a tale that's over a decade old. It's said that this monster, the Ruin Wanderer, traversed through various ruins for centuries. Many adventurers had claimed to see it while exploring. Some said that it was like a giant, while others said that it was like a beast. However, none knew why it wandered the ruins. Then, about 10 years ago, we stopped hearing any news about it in Sumeru. No one has seen it since then, and the legend has since faded into memory. You youngsters probably don't know about the Ruin Wanderer nowadays, and it was famous for centuries.
Centuries? Impossible. I heard nothing about it back then. It could only have been around for a few decades
Indeed!
at most.
Indeed! I've heard nothing about it back then.
Wait, back then?
Indulge my curiosity for a moment. Why do you think that wreckage is the Ruin Wanderer?
Well, I had also heard that secondhand from...
You heard that nonsense from the Eremites after they got drunk, right?
Who are you?
Madam Faruzan, it is a pleasure. I'm Raid, the one who organized this archaeological expedition. I'd heard of you at the Academia, but I didn't expect to run into you here. Truly, it is an honor. And this must be the famous traveler, I presume.
Hi.
What brings the two of you here?
Have you found any special contraptions and relics in the ruins that you've been investigating?
I'm ashamed to say that we haven't found anything noteworthy, even though we've been investigating for a while now.
Really? That Ruin Wanderer isn't noteworthy to you?
I'm afraid those are mere rumors. Really, I sometimes wish that those people would put as much effort into their work as they do into gossiping.
You're right, sir. I'll get back to work now.
The wise do not buy into rumors, so it is said. I believe that you too, Madam Faruzan, do not put any stock into such baseless talk.
It is also said that real knowledge shall come from practice. I can help you research the excavated relics and see if I can find out anything new about them. You can take credit for any new discoveries. I believe this offer to be sufficiently attractive.
In truth, I could ask for nothing better than your help with our research. However, you two must be tired after a long journey. I'd feel bad if I set you to work immediately. It's getting late and my subordinates and I are heading back to the camp to rest. Why don't you find a place to spend the night first? We can continue our discussion tomorrow.
Oh, hi, Aaron. Thanks for stopping by. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well.
There's a tent that the villagers occasionally use to rest. It's a bit simple, yes, but I hope you won't mind.
Since you need to rest as well, let's do just that.
Okay. So we gotta go to the camp. Hold on. I want to check something. Oh my gosh, my audio is quieter than it should have been. Sorry about that. That should be a bit better. This feels like a story quest and not a hangout. I feel like there's been quite a few hangouts that feel like that.
This is quite far away. Are they trying to prevent the villagers from eavesdropping on them? This suits us just fine, though. This way, they won't overhear our conversations either. Now, I have my suspicions about this archaeological expedition team and that machine wreckage. I only caught a quick glimpse, and it was from a distance. But based on the condition of the armor and joints, it didn't seem like something that had been lying around for centuries. At most, I'd estimate that it only stopped moving about a dozen years ago. Yes, the timing coincides with the spreading of the legend. Now, assuming that it really is the Ruin Wanderer, how do you suppose it was able to maintain a relatively good condition despite high-intensity operation over the course of several decades?
The restitution module.
That's right. Technically speaking, the module shouldn't be able to move such a large machine chassis. However, I'm basing my knowledge on the mechanical life forms I've seen before.
You've seen such life forms before. You've encountered others besides Karkata.
Well, this was over 100 years ago. It was a machine about the same size as Karkata, actually. It couldn't carry heavy objects or fight, and was only able to help me record some notes. It also helped me deliver letters home. I found it near the desert, which is why I wondered if there might be more restitution modules buried around here.
Mechanical life form from 100 years ago. Is it no longer around?
Honestly, people in ancient times might have already solved the problem of providing enough power for all I know. I'll need to research this properly.
Why didn't you go and investigate earlier?
Had I confronted Raid right there and then, he would have said that he couldn't tell that the machine was special. Then he'd just hand it over to the Academia obediently. And he'd get away scot-free. If the wreckage were to be handed to the Academia, it'd be much tougher for us to do research on it or get spare parts for Karkata. Anyway, we should figure out what they're planning before making our next move. They insisted that we should stay the night, which means if they're trying to pull a fast one on us, they're likely to try tonight. We must be vigilant.
Okay.
Are those sounds coming from the excavation site? I knew they wouldn't be able to wait. They must be scared that we might discover something tomorrow. Not a single person guarding the campsite. This must be quite the manpower expenditure.
Huh.
I'll see if they left any clues behind at their camp. Keep watch and help me stall them if it comes to that, would you?
I have to stall? I'm so bad at stalling, guys. No problem.
All right. I'm counting on you.
People see right through it. When have I ever stalled something on this channel and people have, like, gone along with it for a very long time without being like, quit stalling. So bad at stalling. Okay. How you doing, fellow researchers? I could totally keep a conversation with y'all.
Why isn't the tent here yet? We need to switch it out tonight.
And
it's still on the way. I'm afraid this is the first time we're delivering such a huge one.
This is practice. I'm scared.
You good-for-nothings are just a load of trouble, aren't you? We wouldn't have to deal with these interlopers if you had kept those lips of yours from flapping. Hurry up and hide our current tent and deliver the new one to me tonight, no matter what it takes.
Huh? Who's there?
It's me.
I'm sorry. I'm just a bit upset because my subordinates aren't doing their jobs properly. When did you get here?
I stole it. I stopped that before you burst. Bruh. Bruh, what's up with that delivery I hear you're having trouble with?
It's nothing. Just a tent. We didn't pack up all our tents from the last campsite. Some of them, along with a few people, have been left there. Someone damaged our current tent, so I'm trying to get my subordinates to get one from that previous campsite delivered here.
And you're discussing that over here because...
The relics in the ruins are highly valuable, so I'm worried that treasure hoarders and bandits might try to steal them. Since the tent isn't here yet and I can't fall asleep, I came here to patrol.
There are people who'd steal these relics?
Well, these things are antiques after all. There will always be people interested in buying them. I hired so many people precisely because I was worried about that happening. Speaking of which, I'd like to ask, is the Academia really aware that you've traversed through the desert to come here in the middle of the night? Also, where's Faruzan? Why isn't she with you?
Oh boy, oh boy.
I'm right here.
Oh!
Also, you forgot to address me as Madam.
I love her.
Sorry, Madam Faruzan.
You were all making so much noise that I couldn't sleep, which is why I got the Traveler to find out what was going on. But for some reason, that one task took forever. So I came to check in on the situation.
Your sass, I love it. Same. That one task took forever.
Good. I'm very sorry for disturbing your rest. I'll tell my subordinates to be quieter on patrol.
Good. Come on, Traveler. Let's head back.
We're heading back already?
Yes. We came to check out the situation, didn't we? Well, we've already done that. We should get better rest so that we'll have energy to investigate tomorrow.
Was I mistaken? What did we notice? Wait, I missed it. I missed the details.
Everyone hold on.
Why now of all times?
I'm not going. Did it move? Did it move? I can't remember. Guys, my brain is not working this week.
Thanks for dealing with them. Now, I found something good on my end.
Uh-huh.
These are the excavation records from their campsite. According to them, the ruins have been raided before, with numerous traps and contraptions having already been triggered. I also observed the wreckage up close earlier. The weathering is nowhere near as extensive as on the relics that have been buried for over 100 years. There's no doubt that the wreckage in the ruins don't belong to the same era. Instead, it must have wandered into the ruins about a dozen years ago.
Oh.
It could have fallen into a trap or encountered a glitch within the ruins, remaining stationary like that until it was discovered recently.
Sorry, adjusting in my chair.
However, I still don't know why they'd want to hide it. I have no doubt that the researcher could definitely reach the same conclusion I did.
12 years ago? Maybe?
The last few pages of the excavation records are written in code, which I still need time to decipher. The answer may lie within those pages.
You can decipher coded messages?
It's just wordplay. And if anything, that's my wheelhouse.
Doesn't mean 12. I know, but sometimes people use it loosely.
Just a bit more. Ah, I see now.
Help!
Oh,
please, help!
It's awake.
Why are you running away? Come back! Protect me!
What's that sound? Is it
Here it is.
the Ruin Wanderer? Reactivated? That's impossible! Is this the work of some kind of hidden mechanism? Never mind. We have to focus on saving lives first. I'll cover them. You go stall the Ruin Wanderer.
Okay.
What? It ignored the Traveler?
I did?
Why is it chasing after us?
What could have caused it to reactivate? And to give chase?
Darn it! Hey, come on, you lot! It's clear that we can't escape, so let's just attack it!
Oh. Godzilla's brother confirmed. It's a pretty small Godzilla. Huh. It turned off.
It stopped?
Hey, you guys, get up there and tell me what's going on.
But what if it suddenly moves?
You good-for-nothings. Why is everyone I hired so useless? Move! I'll do it myself.
Oh, shoot. Sorry about that.
Looks like this thing's parts can't handle the load of functioning anymore after years of disrepair. When it first reactivated, I was wondering if it'd be as amazing as the legends had pegged it to be. I didn't expect it to be so much weaker than it looks. How disappointing.
Disappointing, you say? Now, is that because you won't be able to sell it for much?
Faruzan, you may be my senior as an academia researcher, but that doesn't mean you get to slander me.
You wrote these excavation records, did you not? Or perhaps calling it a ledger might jog your memory a bit better.
I don't recognize that thing.
January 3rd, excavated 5 tenths. January 5th, 3 tenths sold. January 10th, 1 special tent pre-sold. It must quickly be switched out with an old tent.
Oh, dang. This guy's a swindler. So tent is your code name for relics?
You're supposed to be an archaeological expedition team, and yet here you are, secretly selling the relics and profiting from it. When you believed that you had found the wreckage of the Ruin Wanderer, you tried to switch in wreckage that you had excavated previously to pull the wool over the Academia's eyes. After all, there would probably be many wealthy buyers interested in purchasing the legendary Ruin Wanderer in the black market, yes? And then we arrived just before you could finish your work. That forced you to speed up your plan, and you tried to complete the switch overnight before I could investigate the wreckage. In your haste, however, you accidentally activated the Ruin Wanderer instead. Did I get that all right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I like Faruzan a lot. I like her a lot. He being verbally boosted, but also lowering his men's self-esteem. Yeah, he's definitely not being a team player here. He seems to have let the greed gone to his head.
You lack the curiosity befitting a man of knowledge, nor do you have respect for mechanical life forms. You're not fit to be a researcher.
Ridiculous. Curiosity? Respect? I'm not here to hear you preach. Hey, we're leaving.
Mr. Aid!
Behind you?
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bacon. Wait, did he freaking die?
Why is it moving again?
Where'd he go?
Run!
Wait, oh my gosh. Did he actually die? Where'd he go?
Huh?
Where is it? Watch out.
Some said that it was like a giant, while others said that it was like a beast. However, none knew why it wandered the ruins.
Technically speaking, the module shouldn't be able to move such a large machine chassis. However, I'm basing my knowledge on the mechanical life forms I've seen before. Centuries? Impossible. I heard nothing about it back then. It could only have been around for a few decades at most.
Why is it chasing after us?
So you've been looking for me this whole time?
Aww. Hey, the bad guy is dead. I would rather that the bad guy be brought to justice. That's just me. Oh, oh, oh. Oh! Is that its baby? Oh no!
Long time no see, Tamimi.
What? Sometimes death is more satisfying? I heavily disagree. Sorry, that's just me. Heavily disagree. There's stuff on the ground. Little baby! Little baby boy! Hold on, I want to read these. Modeling is going smoothly. As it is now, I can learn how to deal with various dangerous situations in the ruins on its own. Wish you could see with your own eyes. As I worked, I kept thinking you'd do a better job at this than you could. After all, you're the most exceptional student I've ever met. Okay. Neatly pinned note? Dear Madam Faruzan, the notes and manuscripts we found on Tamimi have been transcribed and organized, and every one of them has been marked with your name. I hope that even after 100 years, future generations of students will still remember your name, Madam Faruzan. Thanks for the hydrate. I told you not to. Now look, so many people worried, even Tamimi. The messy scribbling has been repeatedly canceled and edited, leaving barely illegible phrases and a single neat message at the back. Hurry up and come home for a meal. Your mom always makes extra portion of food, you know? Oh no! Oh no. Also, apologies if I seem to have overreacted to the death comment. It's just a little difficult this week. I'm sure it won't be a big deal later, but this week is just a little difficult. Tamimi, that's such a cute name. I agree! It's such a cute name! Why is there no bonk? Because it's not working today. Nothing's going my way, so it's just not working today, unfortunately. I had to disable it so that people wouldn't waste their points. Yeah, it's a bummer.
Dear Faruzan, I hope you're doing well.
Oh no!
It has been over 20 years since you went missing. People from the academia keep telling us to give up and that you're most likely dead.
Oh no.
But somehow, I feel like you're still alive. Yes, that you live still in some corner of this world. You've always been persistent, able to shine no matter what situation you face. I believe that this persistence serves you well in surviving and finding your way home.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, I likely won't be able to welcome you home when you do. I don't have much time left, and my reflexes have slowed. Others keep telling me to stop exploring ruins. Only Tamimi is still the same as before, always running off to places which you've been to. Your teacher and friends came up with an idea to remodel Tamimi, so it can search for you in our place. You didn't like coming home back then and would always get Tamimi to send a letter back. Now we're leaving a letter with Tamimi. I wonder if it'll ever be delivered to you. I don't know the answer to that question, but if you ever read this letter, I hope it'll be when you've already found your way home. I regret not being able to say this to you myself, but I'll still feel sincerely happy for you. My dear daughter.
Welcome home, Faruzan. Look at you, Tamimi. You've changed so much after all these years. Thank you for waiting for me all this time.
Oh.
I've safely received the letters. Your work is done now. You can sleep. Tamimi, the mechanical life form I encountered back then. When I would go on expeditions, it would follow me, take notes for me, and send my letters home. When I met with that accident, it was on the way to deliver a letter for me. I once thought that I'd never get to see it again. I didn't expect my teacher and others to remodel its self-repair function, upgrading it to self-learning. And so, in order to plumb the depths of unknown ruins and overcome dangerous traps, it repaired and modified itself using parts it found along the way. One decade of wandering became many, and soon, Tamimi, which used to be incapable of even moving heavy objects, became the Ruin Wanderer.
Oh, that makes sense. Where's my friggin' tissue box? Sorry, we're gonna keep going.
Also, it could deliver these last letters from them to me.
Even though they had all passed on, they still prayed for your safe return.
The strain to support such a huge body must have turned out to be too much for your heart, right?
Tamimi?
Even after the remodeling, its restitution module still can't function perfectly in perpetuity. It has been pushing itself beyond its limits over the past few decades. Just like a living being, mechanical life forms have a limited lifespan. It probably became trapped in the ruins all those years ago because its shelf life had run out. It most likely only reactivated because it detected my presence. And then it mustered up everything it had to deliver that last letter. Now, it can finally rest in peace.
Gotta go have a good night. Thanks for stopping by, Aaron. It means a lot to me. Take care. Have a good one.
Tainari told you what happened to me, right?
I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize. It's not like this incident is a secret in the academia. Besides, I've always treated it as a failed experiment. As a researcher, I must accept this result. However, finding out that so many people were affected by my failure does make me feel somewhat conflicted. Can you head back to Pardistii first? We've been here for a while, and it's best not to make Kale and the rest worry. As for me, I want to stay with Tamimi for a bit longer. Just a bit.
Okay. 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 1 second. I'm gonna have to mute her real quick. I need to blow my nose. Give me 1 second. Oh, sorry about that. Apologies. Thanks for waiting, guys. Oh, did I not finish that? I didn't. Oh well. Do it later. I thought I did. I got distracted from the failures. What happened to that root scholar? Did he get stomped on into the sand? Possibly. There's just, I guess there's just a corpse in the middle of the desert. Can you imagine Faruzan's having this touchy reunion with Tamimi, and there's just a freaking body like bleeding out 5 feet away from her? Oh my gosh.
Something on your mind again?
I don't want to talk about it. Okay, Tignari's up there. It's so dark to think about, right? Thanks for the hydrate. Dude, for real though, where'd that do go? That's my current headcanon. Unfortunately. It's been dark, but unfortunately that's my headcanon.
You're back!
Hi!
Ah, how was your journey through the desert? Wait, where's Madame Faruzan?
Crap, wait! Chat! Did Faruzan want it to be kept a secret? I can't remember. Did Faruzan want it to be kept a secret? You know, a dude got stomped into the sand. You know, a dude just got stomped into the sand. She didn't say? Okay. If this were me in this situation and they didn't specify it, I probably would. I think I'm just gonna be honest. Thanks for letting me know, though. If she said like, don't tell the others about this, then I would want to, you know, keep that wish. But she didn't specify. I'm not sure if what would be appropriate, so I think I'm just gonna tell the truth.
Oh no. She finally got to reunite with an old friend from 100 years ago.
Can't remember. I can't either. But thank you guys. I appreciate you for having my back.
As a researcher, she could perhaps accept it. However, as a friend, student and a daughter. We should give her some time. Let's just wait for her here.
Yeah, she definitely needs time. Whatever time that is for her. It's nice to see a villain get, well, game ended, but that guy didn't deserve that. He should have been taken and properly punished for his fine. That's kind of where I'm at. I would have rather have had him been punished for his crimes, but I know not everyone's going to see it that way. Also, the topic of death is just a little touchy this week, so for me, I would just much rather have preferred that he be taken into custody. Excuse me, sorry. He kind of either got split in two or he just got crushed into the sand, yeah. Possibly based on what that ruin... Oh, I forget what it's called. It's not a ruin guard. But yeah, possibly based on what it did.
Oh, Carcotta.
And in the future, I hope that we can be here to support her as her new friends.
Yeah. If she's okay with that. Wait until one day later. You got it. I can do that. Whee! We're gonna go on a break soon. I feel like we're near the end of this route. So probably when we finish the route, then we'll take a break. All jokes aside, Destiny wasn't totally would be okay with, but that's fictional game a little more factual. I just a reaction. Here's the thing. I feel like I probably would have been okay with it. It's just based on some real life circumstances that I don't really want to talk about. It's just a little touchy this week. So that's the only reason. Like, I'm pretty okay with dark jokes most of the time, but this is just one of those weeks where it's just a tad sensitive right now, and that is completely on me and not on anybody else. Okay. There it is. Like I said, he didn't deserve that. Only major villains deserve that kind of punishment. Oh yeah, there's definitely a time where I think villains do deserve to be unalived to make it light.
Is there to be
no
welcoming party?
There's other situations where I feel like it would be much more satisfying to have them be brought to justice. Hi, Faruzan!
We've all been waiting for you, Madame Faruzan.
That's more like it. Now, here are some components I brought back from the desert. Switch these out with the ones Carcotta is using right now, and it'll be back in ship shape. Huh? Why do you all look so solemn? Come now. Liveliness befits youngsters more.
Madame Faruzan, did these parts come from...
Come now. I thought that you must have encountered some major problem. This isn't something you have to worry about. Well, it looks like you already know everything. But no need to feel bad. Like I said before, as researchers, we must learn to accept our failures. Tamimi had been operating beyond capacity for a century, and I'm unable to repair it with my current abilities. Not even with these parts. It would thus be much better to use them to extend Carcotta's lifespan.
Wait, she said ship shape just reminded me of Ponyo. I haven't seen that movie in forever, dude. I've sort of stares for Think deserves, but get it. Faruzan's just broaching over this makes me feel sad. Yeah, no, I agree. There is definitely certain benchmarks for me as well. Faruzan brushing over this. I feel like it's been a day, and obviously not everyone's okay in a day, but we've given her the time, and this is how she's acting after that day. So I feel like, yeah, this is her choice right now. Love that movie so much. Ponyo's great. Ponyo's great. As a friend would often describe Ponyo, it's a good sick movie, which is like if you just need to like watch something pretty with a wholesome thing, you could just put on Ponyo and it's a good sick movie. My favorite Ghibli movie. Oh, fun! Honestly, I think my favorite Ghibli movie is Howl's Moving Castle. I think that's one of mine.
As a
anyway,
senior,
gotta focus on this for a bit.
That I do something for the people who come after me. That holds true for both researchers and machines. Besides, I didn't say that I would be giving you these
Spirited Away
parts
is also
for free.
good.
They will only be used for Carcotta temporarily. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to help me with my research. I'll be sure to revive Tamimi once I've fully deciphered and replicated the creations of the ancient civilization.
Aww.
All right. I'll do my best to help.
Me too. Although, I'm not sure if I'll be much help.
I'll help too.
Thank you. If they could remodel Tamimi successfully even back then, there's no reason why we won't be able to do even better. And when that day comes, I'll be sure to say, welcome home to Mimi.
Oh, that's so freaking cute! New friends, a new life, a new beginning. Oh, that's so cute! Holy balls! Oh my gosh, my feels!
Quit following me.
Oh, man! Alrighty. It's been about an hour. It's been about an hour. It's been over an hour. But I need to take a quick break. If that is okay with you guys.
Not to touch the plants here.
I feel like a whole freaking story quest. It did. Very well done, too, I must say. Very well done. But yeah, I have to... Wait, can I? Ha 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 ha. That's a fun one. That's a fun picture. Anyway, I'm gonna take a quick break. This is gonna be a good time for you guys to stretch your legs and get some water and do anything else you gotta do. I gotta get some water. I'm probably gonna stretch a bit. And I'm gonna do some research on my software for my redeems and see if I can possibly fix it on stream. But we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, we're gonna take a quick break. I'm also gonna be running some ads. So if you guys want to step away, this is the best time to do so. Girl walking by staring at the camera. That's gonna happen a little bit. I could be like, what is this? Why is this camera here? Why is it here? Why? It's still here! It's been a day! Anyway, we're gonna go on a break. Be back in like 5 to 10 minutes, guys. BRB!
I can't go backwards, oh no. I can hardly go at all. Oh, fancy tricks, no, they don't suit me. 'Cause I'm just trying not to fall. Well, I'm like you, and I think you like me too. So come on over, baby. Put on your skating shoes. Let's skate. Right foot over left, left foot over right. Let's skate. But I say it's love. Yeah, I just well might.
Sorry, I was gone a lot longer than I thought. I was trying to see if I could figure out how to get the redeems back, but I'm not seeing anything regarding the issue that I'm having. So, oops. Welcome back. Thanks. Thank you. Oh, thanks for the hydrate. And I refilled my water, so. They're good. I appreciate it. I still feel bad. Because I haven't changed anything, and it worked fine last week. So frustrating. So frustrating. Either way, let's head back in. We still have a lot to cover, and it's almost been 2 hours. My goodness, we still have a lot to cover. So let's head back in. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Next up on the route, let's see. So, oh, it looks like there is branching paths. Oh, this is if we can tell them or not. Well, perfect. Let's get another ending. Faruzan has, this is something I noticed. Faruzan has 5 endings. I noticed Layla has 6. And I'm like, gosh dang, if it's going to be as long as all these others, I'm so scared for tomorrow.
You're back.
Okay. We'll keep it a secret. You tell everyone the partial truth.
So, Madame Faruzan has some other things to settle. Alright. And to think that Raid was doing all those things on the sly. It's good that you all got out of that situation in one piece.
Madame Faruzan will be able to repair Karkata when she gets back, won't she?
Ooh. Currently only Faruzan and I know about Tamimi. Should let Faruzan decide whether to tell others about Tamimi. That's a great point that I hadn't considered. Welcome back. Thanks, City! Thank you so much! Whoop. That was a point that I did not consider. Oops. Oops. But she didn't seem to mind in the other route if we told the whole truth. I hope she didn't mind. Ugh. Enter. I'm here. Oh, I have to go like back here to Karkata. I see.
Back. What? Is there to be no welcoming party?
Madame Faruzan, we're over here.
That's more like it. Now, here are some components I brought back from the desert. Switch these out with the ones Karkata is using right now, and it'll be back in ship shape.
So this is a relic of an ancient civilization. Unbelievable. Thankfully, it didn't end up in Raid's unscrupulous hands.
Unscrupulous, huh? Sounds like you already told them what happened.
I told them about Raid.
Is that so? Thank you. We will talk about everything else later.
Kulilu?
It's nothing. I've already given all the evidence we have against Raid to the Academia. They're going to be very busy. Too busy to bother us, I'd wager.
Oh, nice.
I'll start repairing Karkata then. Kale, can you help me out?
Of course.
Karkata! Oh my gosh, they're here! Wait.
Madame Faruzan seems to have a lot on her mind. Now's probably not the time to pry.
Okay. Kale!
Will I be able to take Karkata with me on patrol duty in the future?
Oh! Precious.
Faruzan went out after repairing Karkata. She seems to be looking for you for some reason. Well,
okay.
I will not probe any further. However, if you need any help, do feel free to ask.
Kale?
It looks fine, but even so, it needs to properly rest up.
Okay, so they're busy. Faruzan! Madam Faruzan, where'd you go?
Too slow.
Madam Faruzan!
Ah, you're here. Thank you for keeping Tamimi a secret.
You don't plan on telling them?
If I tell them about Tamimi, will they still feel happy for Karkata? Even if we could convince them to accept the components, they'll probably still feel bad about it. I don't want my past to affect people in the present. That applies to both me and other people.
You don't have to shoulder all this alone. Maybe you'll feel better if you share it with the rest.
It's fine. I'm used to this. I once believed that I'd never hear from my old friends and family ever again. Even their faces are getting hazier in my memories. However, I could remember them clearly again after reading the letter Tamimi handed to me and learning that they'd never given up on me. That's more than enough.
Aww.
I'd be disappointing them if I let myself fall into a slump because of this. Neither my teacher nor my mother would have wanted to see me like that. Besides, you're lending a listening ear to me now, aren't you?
This makes a heartache. Same, dude.
Oh, Pardeus DI looks pretty scenic at night. Will you take a stroll with me?
It would be my pleasure.
Once Karkata's condition stabilizes, I'll find a chance to tell Tainari and Kale about all that. But for now, just help me keep this secret.
You got it.
Thank you. Whether it's 100 years ago or now, I have people who worry about me. I suppose I should consider myself quite fortunate. The only time when I felt otherwise was when I had just returned to Sumeru. No one came to check up on me then.
Welcome home, Faruzan. That's Madam Faruzan.
Yeah, I'm home.
Oh! Oh! Welcome back, Faruzan. Where once she was adrift on the sea of time, she has found her home shore once again. That's cute. That's cute. Wait, what is that? What is that? Wait, I got distracted. What is... Oh! Wait, this is one of the quest things I'm doing. I see. Oh, cute. Okay. All right. Now we have to go back. We have to talk to Kale. Okay, good. I was like, we don't have to talk to Kale in Pardeus DI, do we? But no, we have to go all the way back. Okay, okay. This is much easier.
What now? Master said there's no... I feel for Matt, but if I get her in trouble...
I'm guessing the first option, like this, I'm guessing the first option can lead to 2 branching paths. So let's do that.
That would be the best for them both. I'll check with Master later and see if there's anything I can help him with. But I'm sure he'll say, the best thing you can do now is study hard, so I don't have to give you remedial lessons.
I can stay to help Faruzan.
Huh? Oh yes. This way she can get her problem sorted out quickly, and then she can go see Master. So if I also stay and help... that still sounds kinda scary.
It does. Let's observe the situation first. I could say this, but I kind of want to... Let's observe the situation first.
Okay then. I'm counting on you.
Huh. I have to teach students from Haravatat, or owe Kasharawar a favor. It strikes me that they might be even less happy about such a deal than I am.
Okay, this sounds familiar.
Faruzan. The Traveler said that she can stay and help you.
Oh, why I couldn't ask for more. In fact, I'm rather curious about the type of person the Traveler is. You were the one who taught Azara a lesson after all. That said, will I be troubling you?
I specialize in solving problems. It's no trouble at all.
Is that so? Good. It does so happen that I do have something I need help with. Now, should I apply to teach a course with Haravatat, or join the collaborative project that Kasharawar is proposing? Honestly, I don't want to choose either of them.
Oh, did I just blow right into the microphone? I'm so sorry, y'all. Oh, that wasn't too bad. I hope that wasn't too bad. Solving problems is my job, pretty much. Okay. Here's my question. Are either of these the architecture one? Architecture? However it's said. The one that, you know, Kave's part of? Are any of these that one? Out of curiosity? On the off chance maybe Kave? Why'd you sound like a Minecraft villager? Wait, when I do this? When I do this, do I sound like a Minecraft villager? Is that it? I don't know, I've never got this far. I'm gonna go Kasharawar.
I don't know if Tainari's told you about this before, but while my research involves learning about ruins and the mechanisms within them, I don't belong to Kasharawar, which specializes in researching mechanisms, nor am I in Spontamod, which specializes in researching energy flow. Instead, I'm part of Haravatat, which specializes in languages and scripts.
Gotcha. I could look it up. Well, we're on this path, so no need to look it up. It might not be any of them based on what Faruzan says. You made a hum sound. Like that? Like that? I haven't heard a villager in Minecraft for a very long time. He said that you're a very senior researcher in the field of mechanisms. He only said. Okay.
She has been invited to Kasharawar multiple times to continue her research, but she's rejected them each time.
Just listen to how they introduce themselves. In the future, Kasharawar will be the only Darshan with the ability to research mechanisms.
Oof!
There's no such thing as exclusivity in knowledge. Besides, the current Kasharawar is more concerned about how mechanisms can be used in everyday life, while my research involves textual analysis of ruins. If they're trying to use the collaborative project as an excuse to have me reconsider again...
No, that's not it. The request this time is from Akara Crafts. The representative of Kasharawar recommended you to them, Madame Faruzan. In truth, she told me that it's because she respects you a lot.
Oh, respect? Oh, my. Putting aside my ideological differences with Kasharawar, I suppose I must acknowledge this attitude of theirs. At the very least, they're bounds above those decrepit Haravatat fools.
I like her. I wouldn't hurt to hear them out.
Yeah, Akara Crafts is a pretty nice shop.
Since both of you feel as such, I shall first hear this proposal.
In summary, Akara Crafts wants to design a series of early learning toys that will cultivate curiosity and learning in children.
Early learning toys. Interesting.
The academia agreed to work with them because they hope that these toys can help children become excellent researchers in the future.
True. The current academia is in need of some new blood. If the children start learning now, perhaps I can find some talented students in a few years.
Madame Faruzan, you still haven't found any students?
Anise, Kasharawar's representative, should be staying in the inn at Port Ormos. If you want more details, you can find her there.
Port Ormos? Now there's a place I haven't been to in a long time. I wonder how much it's changed.
I probably can't join you since Port Ormos is a little far from here. I should probably go back and report to Master, and then review today's homework.
No worries. Go do your homework, Kale. Once I'm done with everything here, I'll head over to Pardistii.
I can help out.
Thank you. Why, I'd even call this a rare chance for a curious researcher like myself to observe the legendary traveler up close.
I hope it won't be a disappointment. Hopefully it'll be fine. No, I never talked to you.
Everyone will...
How did I end up getting myself into this? Archon be praised! I can finally send a report to my superiors. Thank you so much.
No problem. As I spin around.
I have no idea how we might have persuaded her otherwise.
Whee! All right, Port Ormos, right? Yeah! Do 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 do. Hello, we are here with Faruzan.
Madame Faruzan! Oh, it's really you. Did you change your mind?
All right, calm down. Let me be clear. I'm still not all that interested in Kasharawar. I'm just here to see how the project is going.
Wait, I gotta click back in. I had to check something.
After all, you're here as
Still checking
representatives
on
of
that
the academia
software.
in this collaboration. The reputation of all research is at stake here, so I will not simply stand by should mistakes get made.
Either way, it's good that you were willing to come. Now, we've given Akara Crafts many ideas over the past couple of days. However, their owner thinks that our designs are too complicated, which will drive production costs too far up.
That's expected. Students who have never had to deal with budgetary constraints probably don't understand how important it is to keep costs low. How enviable. Oh,
By any chance, it's been very difficult for you to get funding for your research.
If you join the Kasharawar, your budget will be as big as you want it to be. I guarantee it.
That's enough. I will not repeat myself. Take me to Akara Crafts owner first, if you please.
All right. He's usually at the slope up ahead recruiting volunteers to test out his toys. Let's just head over.
Okay. All the way on the other side of the bridge? Okay. Oh, right there. Whee! Slip through the cracks. It's fine. Hello, good sir.
Mamdu, the one I recommended is here.
Oh, so you're, Madam Faruzan?
Yes, that's me.
Oh, wonderful. We haven't been able to make any progress on our collaboration recently. We've made many suggestions, but Miss Anis thought that those ideas were too simple and wouldn't be effective in training the mind.
These early learning toys are meant to help the academia train future researchers, after all. If they're too simple, then how are they any different from regular toys?
But if they're too complicated, not only will they be expensive to produce considering our production capabilities, but they won't have much broad appeal to Sumeru's children either.
So the design can't be too complicated, but it can't be too easy to play with either.
I remember that in your notes. Many contraptions have managed to fulfill complex functions despite using simple parts. Maybe we can do something similar with these early learning toys.
The contraptions in my notes? I didn't create those. I simply took the contraptions in the ruins apart and analyzed them. But now that you mention it, the ruins did have things like that. Do you have a pen, paper, and scissors? I'll make a paper prototype.
Okay. For some reason, when they said pen, paper, and scissors, I thought of rock, paper, scissors. It's like, why are we doing rock, paper, scissors now of all times? My brain is running at full capacity, right? Yeah,
You
no.
have an idea already? I suppose I should have expected as much of a respected academia senior researcher. We do have those. Yes, please, help yourself.
Oh?
Oh, you're done already?
Let me explain. These 3 thick lines represent 3 poles.
Right.
These paper strips of varying lengths represent rings of different sizes. They can be slotted onto the poles and stacked up like a tower.
Well, that is easier to make than I expected. So, how is this game played?
That's very simple as well. You just need to shift the tower from this pole to another pole.
Isn't this a little too simple? Even by the standards of an early learning toy, I mean.
Of course, when moving each ring, the paper strips in this case, you must follow one rule. You can only move one ring at a time, and you can't place a bigger ring on top of a smaller one. It's like building a tower. The rings in the 3 poles must be stacked from big to small. I named this toy Pagoda Stack.
Pagoda Stack.
That sounds way too simple. Even I feel like it's missing something.
It reminds me of that one game, and I forget what it's called, where you're playing it with like little gems. I don't think they're gems. I forget what they're called. Marbles? I don't know. A mix of the two. And 2 people are like on the end, and you can only like move the gems that are in the stack one by one to the following stacks, but you do it like one at a time.
Give it a try and you'll find out if it's simple or not. I heard from Anis that you find volunteers to try out the toys, right? Why don't we do the same for this game?
It's such a simple toy. There's no need to...
Mamdu, let's just do as she says.
Okay, then.
Okay, so we gotta find beta testers, I guess?
And that's how you play this game. You can all give it a try. Let's see who's able to move the tower to another pole in the smallest number of steps.
You called everyone here for such a simple toy?
It doesn't look like it'll take that many steps.
Come on, we all promised to help Mr. Mamdu test out the new toys. He said he'd give us new Genius Invocation TCG cards.
Bribery by cards. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon cards all over again. So they were lured in by the promise of a different toy.
Ugh, fine. Let's get this over and done with so we can head back and play cards.
Done. It took me 19 steps.
Huh? It took me over 20 steps.
I only needed 18 steps.
Not bad. Looks like you're all familiar with the rules now. Then let's increase the difficulty. The next tower will be 5 layers tall. Now then, give it a shot.
Whoa.
Wait, there's more?
Well, since we're already here, why don't we just give it a try?
An extra layer shouldn't make it that much harder, right?
It'll absolutely make it much harder. 5 stacks and 3 pulls.
What's going on? I've already moved over 30 steps, but I'm still not done yet.
I'm almost done. Looks like I'm the faster one this time.
Done! It took me 35 steps.
What? How?
This pagoda stack toy is pretty fun to play with.
Good. We'll try it one final time. This time, we'll add 2 more layers, making 7 layers in total.
Oh, jeez! Ah!
Mamdu, we've still got quite a few paper strips here. Why don't you give this a go as well?
Do you need that many steps for something this simple? Let me try.
Madam Faruzan, allow me to try it as well.
You were looking at it quite seriously just now. Are you starting to understand the principles involved?
Too many stacks. Sorry, the gif. Got distracted. Focus. Focus me.
I think so.
If you want to test out your hypothesis, you'll just have to play and find out.
Got it.
We don't have enough paper strips left for you, Traveler. However, by the looks of things, you seem to have the game figured out.
Somewhat.
Why don't you guess what the lowest number of steps needed to solve a 7-layer pagoda stack is?
Okay. Wait! Math. Okay. Wait. There's hits. So, when there's the 3 stacks, there was 3, it was 18 steps total. And then when there was 5... Oh! Wait! Wait, is it? Wait. No, not quite. Crap! I thought it was in, like, multiples of, like, 6, but 35 isn't a 6. It's not part of the 6 group. Man, I'm so math. So if it was 5 and it took someone 35 steps, but was it less than 35? Was it? Cause okay, 18. It's 2. If it was 7, okay, wait, let me think. Okay, the lowest we saw with the stacks of 3 was 18, but it could have been lower than that. But let's say 18 is the lowest, then we only know 35 being the lowest in the second one. 18, 35, that would be calculator. 35 minus 18, that's 17. So it almost doubled when you added 2 more with the stack of 5. So but that's not the lowest of this is like 100. But it's 3. Wait, 18 divided by 3. That's an even number. 35 divided by 3. That is not an even number. Right, it would have had to been 36 to be an even number, or 33, but it was 35. 5 times 3. 15. 3 times 3 is 9. I don't understand the math. I'm so bad at this. 108.
What a shame. You were close. However, you did well for someone seeing Pagoda Stack for the first time. Let's see how well they do then.
If I move this small ring, then the big one won't be able to go on top of it. Oh, this is going to take more steps than I expected.
I've lost count of how many steps I've taken. Can I restart?
This got a lot harder.
I solved it. Madam Faruzan,
Oh.
it takes 127 steps in total.
I wasn't even close.
That many? But there are only 7 layers.
For every extra layer in the pagoda stack, the move order you need to consider becomes much more complex.
Right.
And the number of steps required will at least double.
Right.
More accurately, it will require double the steps, plus 1 each time.
Oh!
You did well. You didn't underestimate the principles behind it just because it's an early learning toy.
Oh, that's the math. That's the math. I see.
The complexity of any given contraption isn't determined by the number of parts it has. The way the parts interact and the rules behind how it operates are important too.
Oh, I see. No wonder you emphasized in your notes that no contraption should ever be underestimated.
I see. So even a simple toy can become complex with the right set of rules.
Yeah.
That's right. The rules used for Pagoda Stack are the simplest kind when it comes to ancient contraption-making techniques. I could spend some time picking out all those machines that do something similar and write you a reference book. Once that happens, you can give the volunteers the reference book and paper prototypes and find out which toy is the most popular.
Do you have any other toys?
Yeah, when can we play with them?
In about 2 days or so, I think.
Oh.
Anise, if you're free, can you help me with the illustrations for the reference book?
Of course. I'd be honored.
2 days should be enough for us to find more volunteers. Then we can organize a huge conference here, at which we can announce which toy we'll be making.
Should I come back in 2 days then?
You'd be most welcome. We need more people to get a healthy range of opinions.
Thanks for the hydrate.
The more, the merrier.
Thank you for coming here with me today. I'll walk back with you.
Okay. Oh.
I'll be going then. Say hi to Tainari and Kale for me if you can. Once everything here is settled, I'll make my way over to Hardistii as quickly as I can.
No one saw anything. No one saw anything, okay? Okay, cool. So about Kashara War.
You want to ask why I'm unwilling to join them, yes? Putting aside the fact that they're too full of themselves, I actually have no issue with their research methodologies and approach.
Uh-huh.
After all, knowledge is either right or wrong. Superiority and inferiority do not come into the conversation. All researchers are just doing their best to shed light on the unknown in their respective fields of expertise. No matter what corner of the unknown they shed light on, it's a step forward for us all.
Then why do you refuse to join them?
Because I believe wholeheartedly in that principle. Even if the others call my research useless, as long as the knowledge I gain from it is accurate, it could become useful in the future. In the end, useful and useless are concepts that shouldn't be used to evaluate knowledge. When I first started deciphering ancient documents, I didn't think about how it'd be useful to Kasharawar. That's why there's no need for me to join them to do useful research. I'd rather stay in Haravatat. It's much more convenient for me to access the materials I need for my research here.
Huh.
Still, the funding that Kasharawar has offered me is so hard to get in Haravatat. Perhaps if this collaborative project goes smoothly, I can even ignore Haravatat and ask for a higher budget directly from the academia.
About the collaborative project, do you have any ideas?
Oh, I could come up with lots of ideas. With Anise's help, 2 days will be enough for our work. However, I'm still undecided as to the style of the reference book's text and illustrations.
Try to become accurate and detailed. Try to keep it simple and fun. If it's a toy, keep it simple and fun.
You're right. If no one understands the reference book, it doesn't matter how detailed it is.
I left. What happened? So we're helping out Faruzan. Let's see, you were there when we were deciding on what project to do. So we're helping Faruzan with a collaborative project with Kasharawar. And they're looking to make some new fun learning toys for kids. And we came up with some ideas, and now they're going to be working on it. Some successful ideas. We had to do some math, and I was bad at it. I failed, but we're here now. That's what matters. Hard math. It was hard. And then we found out, and then they told us the solution to it, and it felt a lot more simpler than it actually was. I feel like. I didn't recognize the pattern. I didn't notice the pattern, I should say. Math? Yeah, math. It was actual math. Like, it was like, how many steps would it take like, how many minimum steps would it take to do in this particular situation? It's like, place equals bad at math. It was literally my worst subject. It was my worst subject in school. So whoops.
It's better to make it simpler and fun so that children will be interested in the subject. It'll also make it easier for me to recruit students in the long run. Thank you. I'll take your opinion into account. See you in 2 days.
Nothing else happened as well. There we go. Okay, 2 days later. That caught me off guard. Right. Have to head back up.
Quit following me.
Oh, you're here. We're just starting to set up the venue.
We've called up everyone we possibly could have.
Oh boy.
This is going to be quite the event.
My masterpiece is going to be exhibited after all. Let's see what the Academia shall say about it this time. And if we activate this little mechanism just like that, a Sumeru rose will appear at the top of the cane.
Oh, I see.
I thought it came out of thin air. It's amazing.
If the mechanism was bigger, you could make a rabbit appear, right?
Then you can't use a cane. Could you switch it out with a hat or something?
You're applying what you learned creatively. Not bad. Let's look at the next page. If you fold an origami bird like this, it'll fly further and more stably.
Whoa.
Stably.
You can make a mechanism using just a piece of paper?
The principles at play are even more important than the parts that make up a mechanism.
These are pretty cool. I'm tempted to try them out.
I'm not that interested in toys, but if they'll be beneficial for children's development.
Everyone, we have paper prototypes and craft materials that you can use to make your own toys. Come try them out.
This is such a well-prepared event. I'll give it a go.
But we want to play too.
It's fine. We have a lot of paper prototypes and craft materials. All feedback is also welcomed.
Nice. Looks like it was a success.
Oh, my origami bird flew further this time.
Professor Faruzan, how can I make mine fly further?
Just madam will do. Maybe in the future, you may indeed get the chance to call me Professor. You may wish to pay attention to these few details. Here, for example. All right, try it again.
Wow, it really did fly farther.
Madam Faruzan, will we learn origami at the Academia?
Of course you will. If you become a researcher, you can explore any field you like to your heart's content. In the future, if you want, you can even become one of my students.
But Mom and Dad said that there are 6 Darshans in the Academia. Wait, was it 7? Which Darshan teaches about mechanisms in origami?
Well, in this case, it wouldn't be Haravatat.
I know. We need to choose Kasharawar.
Oh, no!
Huh?
I want to attend Kasharawar in the future and fold even better origami birds.
I want to make even more awesome mechanisms.
Actually, the other Darshans do have their own specialties, too. For example, Haravatat specializes in... Pay attention, children. Children?
Oh, looks like these early learning toys are a success. However, it looks like recruiting students might be an issue.
How did this happen?
What if we end up in a Darshan we don't like? Does that mean that we won't get to learn about the things we do like?
No, that won't happen. Take me, for example. I'm a researcher from Haravatat, but I research mechanisms. See? The only person able to restrict your curiosity as a researcher is you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Not really.
Huh. It's all right. You still have a long road ahead of you. Now, do you want to learn about some other machines? Let me tell you a story about pressure-based mechanisms and elemental monuments.
Whoa, whoa. No, don't cut away! Aww. The gardener and the nursery. So long as the pursuit of knowledge brings you joy, fine with it. But would you reconsider? Her Avatar's classes are very interesting too! Amazing. Love it. Okay. I'm assuming there's another one where we do... where the illustrations are too detailed. I like how it says leave Port Ormos, but in actuality, we're just going down here.
I'll be going then. Say hi to Tynar.
I'm gonna do different objects.
She's able to come. I'll do my best to teach her over the next few days. Still, how much she learns will really depend on her.
I didn't know the option was different. Crap. Why don't you take her on as a student?
Well, her interest lies in the application of mechanisms. I do have some old knowledge to share, but if we think about the future, it's easier for her to learn the things she's interested in if she stays in Kasharawar. My research into mechanisms is, in a sense, a side effect of my research into ancient texts. If she becomes my student to learn how to make modern contraptions, it wouldn't benefit either of us in the long run.
See, I hadn't considered that.
However, if she develops an interest in deciphering ancient texts over these next 2 days, that would change things. If I successfully poach a student, those young punks at Haravatat will have one less reason to cut my budget. Perhaps if this collaborative project goes smoothly, I can even ignore Haravatat and ask for a
this seems
higher
familiar
budget
now.
Oh, I could come up...
Try to be accurate and detailed.
You're right. Explanations are a core part of early developments, too. By using detailed and accurate illustrations, we can impart knowledge more effectively. It would also make it easier for me to recruit students.
Oh boy.
Thank you. I'll take your opinion into account. See you in 2 days.
Oh boy. This is gonna go over so well. All the kids are gonna hate it. You're gonna hate it. I wonder if it would make more students, though. I doubt it, but... How do be the answer? My hand pain is getting better. Yeah, but hi, Elo. Thanks for stopping by. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Better? Hey, that's good. Good to hear. Or... I'm assuming that's a reference to that. Excuse me. Yeet! Hi!
Oh, you're here. We're just starting to set up the venue.
We've called up everyone we...
My masterpiece is going to be exhibited after all. Let's see what the Academia shall say about it this time.
How many endings does she have? 5. We've done 3. Right?
To sum up, the 24 forms of pressure-based puzzle mechanisms were used in various ruins. All right, let's go to the next page. Now, I'll explain the base layer design of elemental monuments.
Okay. How did things turn out like this? I feel like I'm in a class.
Are we done yet? Oh, I'm falling asleep.
I don't understand any of it at all.
Oh, that guy just straight up is sleeping, standing up.
Are these really toys?
They sound a
Excuse me.
bit too dangerous to buy for children.
Oh. Well, we've prepared paper prototypes for everyone. If you're interested in the mechanisms Madame Faruzan's talked about, you're more than welcome to try them out.
Oh, this is no fun. Can I try another toy?
We tried to Genius Invocation TCG.
I want to go home and play Genius Invocation TCG.
I had a feeling.
Forget it. I don't think anyone would be interested.
I should go home and take care of my children.
Oh no. Hey, that guy's interested.
How did this happen? Forget about getting opinions from others. No one even wanted to stay and try them out.
I'm sorry. I think we miscalculated.
I must apologize too.
No, you simply gave suggestions. I was the one who decided to follow through. Anise, too, was only following my instructions. I will find a way to make up for this error. Please, give me some time. I'll write another reference book.
Excuse me, but are you the one who wrote this reference book?
Yes. Who are you?
Ah, you're that man mountain who was in the crowd just now.
Oh.
Do I stand out that much? Well, I guess I don't look like someone who'd have anything to do with toys. Let me introduce myself. I'm Kamal, the branch master of Sumeru's Adventurers Guild.
What's the branch master doing here? Were you looking for us, or did something happen?
I came to Port Ormos to visit some old friends. On the way over, I saw the booklet you were handing out, so I came to take a look. Can you print a few more copies of this booklet and sell them to the Adventurers Guild? Also, could you make full-fledged models of those paper prototypes and sell them to us as well?
What does the Adventurers Guild want with these toys?
Training!
You may see them as toys, but to adventurers who need to deal with all sorts of machines and contraptions within ancient ruins, this booklet is a true treasure. We have many members who can't read, so books are of little use to them. What they know of handling mechanisms has been learned solely through word of mouth. Even if the academia granted public access to all their books, there are people who can't use them.
Yes, true.
Ah, and our booklet is practically all pictures.
Very true. How can you not when you look like a buff leprechaun? That's the thing, is that he wears typically what he typically wears what adventurers, like people in the adventure guilds wear. But honestly, his voice is just so fun and like strangely comforting. He just seems like a swell dude.
Well, it is designed for children.
Annie.
It might be a bit too difficult for children, but it's perfect for adventurers. Also, those paper strips, you called them paper prototypes? If you can make wooden versions for demonstration purposes, even the most illiterate person would be able to follow along and understand. If we can supply a model set for each branch, and if each adventurer carries a booklet with them, then ruin exploration will become much safer.
Yeah!
You really think so? I mean, yes. I always knew it. Knowledge will always be needed, one way or another.
Well, at least this kind of works out. Designed for children, sure. It was designed for children in mind, just not executed very well.
Making models of contraptions for the Adventurers Guild? To be honest, that sounds like a good avenue to explore to me.
Will there be an issue with academia?
We'll probably have to send in a separate application, but it shouldn't be an issue. After all, this concerns safety during the exploration of ruins. It's a problem that the academia is actually trying to address as well.
Then let's cut to the chase and discuss the details of our first order. The amount we're offering to pay in advance is this much.
Oh, that's where that gift comes from. Okay, fun. Also good income? Possibly, yeah. Oh no, she's fainting! Knowledge is wealth! All knowledge will find its use. Oh, that's cute. Soon. Okay, let me just check. And perfect. We've done 4 out of the 5 endings. We are on track. We're on track. Oh, this is good. This is good. Woo! So glad. I was a little worried because I saw so many people taking so much time with it. Hopefully this next path won't be too long. Real quick though. It has been, it's been a little under an hour, and I know we had like a break, like honestly like 40-ish minutes ago, but I think this is a good time to take a quick break. It feels longer than Hazel's. According to all the stuff I was seeing on YouTube of like people recording this, this is actually shorter than Hazel's. Whoops, not the shop. Let's do this shot. Let's do this shot. There we go. Okay, yeah, I know it's been very recent since our last break, but I need to take another one. I hope you guys are okay with that. This is a good time for you guys to stretch your legs and get some water and do anything else you gotta do. We'll be back in like 5 or 10 minutes. I'm also gonna be running a lot of ads this time. I almost forgot last break. Oh, I'm a little scattered today. I'm going to be running a lot of ads though, so feel free to step away if you guys need to, okay? Hope that's okay with you guys. BRB, y'all. Oh, this is fun. That's a fun song. Anyway, hi guys. How was your break? I hope you guys had a good break. Hope you were able to do what you needed to do. Excuse me. I'm a little tired today. Ugh. It's a bop. It sounds fun. It's fun. Welcome back. Thanks. I did some hand exercises, just barely. I think it was a while since I last did it, so it's good to take a break and do that. Welcome back. Thank you. I appreciate that. Alrighty. Let's hop in and get to this last quest. Wait, is it about to do another drop? Hold on. We can't stop during the drops. Welcome back. Thank you. Okay, it's just ending. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. Let's hop back in. There we go. Where's my controller? There it is. Good. Okay. Okay, so we gotta go here, and now we gotta go and check. May I know the playlist? The playlist is actually one that I've made myself.
What now? Master said there's a knife field
So,
for that,
it's a playlist I made myself, but if you search on most of the songs on here are by someone named Harris Heller, and they're all, for the most part, there's some weird exceptions. Sometimes the songs get muted for some reason. But Harris Heller does a lot of these songs. There's also songs like Louis Zong and among other things. If you want, I have linked somewhere below amongst like all of like my about stuff. There is a link to all of the artists that I have in this playlist. So feel free to go and check them out. But Harris Heller is one of the bigger ones. Oh yeah. Let's resolve her current problem first.
What I'm sure he'll say. Huh? So if I also stay and help.
What is this?
Okay then.
Okay. So then we have to do the thing that's actually in her own darshan.
We're back, Madam Faruzan.
Hello. Yeah. Feel free to check below. I try to credit as many people as I can.
Oh. Why I couldn't ask for more.
It's no trouble.
That's now.
Let's go. What about the Haravatat course?
You might have heard of it before. Haravatat is an academic faction that researches languages and runes. 100 years ago, Madame Faruzan was a researcher from that darshan.
Now, not was. Still am.
Yes, of course. But current Haravatat students can't really, understand her direction of research. So even if she opened a course, chances are that no one would attend.
Direction of research?
In summary, I mean to interpret the configurations and solutions of ruin mechanisms via the deciphering of on-site stone carvings and unearthed documents. It'll include research into general documents dealing with such ancient machines.
The research method is supported by Haravatat, yes, but the content deals heavily with both ruins and mechanisms. This will make it difficult for students of this darshan because they don't understand much about mechanisms. Also, there are fewer and fewer unexplored ruins left nowadays, and Ksharuar researchers have been developing their own theories on mechanisms. As such, they don't need to rely on ancient documents.
Okay, so this subject is what you might call a sunset industry. So she's doing a very niche research.
They're far too complacent. Ancient mechanisms are more dangerous and complex than one might imagine. I'm telling you, things weren't like this 100 years ago. All researchers back then were interested in exploring knowledge from a variety of topics. They also gave more respect to unknown mechanisms. Nowadays, all people are interested in are mainstream subjects in popular research. Even if they attended my course, I wouldn't be interested in teaching them. Also, the people here think that my research is outdated and unrealistic. So they keep cutting my funding. Why, I think they could all stand to learn from Kale. She's a hard-working child and respects her elders.
Huh? Why me?
If only those who came to my lectures were more like you. Speaking of which, are you feeling better? You don't have to confine yourself to Gandharvaville anymore, right?
I just remembered that I have a lot of studying to do. I need to head back and find Master.
I have an idea. Kali needs to learn how to read, and you need to teach a course.
Are you telling me to start a reading course for Kale?
Huh?
Ooh, I feel like Faruzan adopted calling. In some way, I could kind of see it. It's yeah, it's some way, yeah.
Wait.
Maybe not like parental, but something
Although
like
has
that.
academic dealings with the academia, he isn't considered part of it. This means that Kale isn't technically a student.
Does she have to hold this class in the academia? Can't it be a public course?
No, she's right. The old academia became consumed by their arrogance precisely because they ignored the public. There must surely be many people like Kale and Sumeru who are passionate about learning, but cannot study due to various reasons. The old academia paid no heed to them. But if I start a reading course for Kale as a pilot, perhaps this shall come to benefit many more people in the future.
I'll need to go back and ask if this is in accordance with regulations.
Oh, save yourself the extra trouble. I'll come with you. If there's any arguments to be had, we shall sweep them aside together. Traveler, Kale, do wait for us a little while outside the academia. I'll be back in just a moment.
Wait! Let's catch up with her.
This does seem like it will go in a direction. Up we go!
I can't believe she rushed right in after we arrived. She's really headstrong. Oh, how did things turn out like this?
Did I end up giving her a bad idea?
No, not really. Madame Faruzan is a brilliant scholar. Even Master thinks so. If she's really going to teach me how to read, it'll definitely be much better than me bashing my head against the wall. It's just that she can get a bit too passionate sometimes. I don't know how to handle that.
The way she treats you is completely different from how she treats researchers.
Maybe it's because she wants to take me in as a student? It's just like that researcher said. The academia has completely changed during the 100 years that Faruzan was gone. I don't really get it. But it does seem like Haravitat's students aren't optimistic about the prospects of doing research with her. Students who are interested in mechanisms and applications of the elements generally enroll in Kasharawar and Spontamod. Madame Faruzan also refuses to accept random students just to make up numbers. She still hasn't found a student she likes, even after all this time back.
Oh, dang. So she's a teacher with no students.
But she seems to like my attitude toward learning, so she often asks me if I'm willing to become her student. It's because I'm a slow learner that I have no choice but to stay up late and study. Whenever she compliments me, I feel really guilty.
So you're scared of her because she keeps asking you to become her student?
It's not that. Madame Faruzan respects my choices. She hasn't been trying to persuade me, especially since she knows I need to rest and recuperate. She sometimes brings food to Gandharvaville for me, and each time she says that Master can't find out.
It sounds like something a grandmother might do for her granddaughter. Oh my gosh! This is what we were talking about earlier! It's a grandmother!
Now that you mention it, it does feel a bit like that. Do I really look that young?
Yes. You do. You do.
Kale, Traveler, thank you for waiting. The issue has been resolved.
That was fast.
I argued with the higher-ups and convinced them of the practicality and necessity of educating the general public. If I'm not mistaken, they're the students of my classmates' students. They're a lot less forceful than their predecessors, though. I'd say they caved rather quickly.
Amazing.
They were convinced, or were they coerced?
It's just that we need to fill in every single page of the application. It's been a century, but the academia is as picky as ever.
Oh my gosh, hi! Hi, everybody! That is a lot of people. That is a lot of people. Hold on, I need to do some shout out. Thanks so much for the raid! Ah! Hi, guys! Wait, hold on. Hold on, let me shout you out. Let me shout you out real quick. Thank you so much for the raid. Oh my gosh, that means so much to me. What were you guys playing? Tell me. Tell me what y'all were playing. Do this. And then I think I have a shout out command as well. I was painting minis. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Welcome, raiders. Welcome, everybody. Is this my shout out command? Nope, it's not. Don't know what my shout out command is, but oh my gosh, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. If you're new here, hi. My name is Blazefires. We typically do a lot of variety games here. Currently, we're focusing on a lot of Genshin stuff because... Oh, it might be explanation as Yeah, it might be. Let's try that. Yeah, there we go! Okay. We do a variety of games, but right now we're focusing on Genshin Impact because I'm trying to finish all of the hangouts in Genshin Impact before Honkai Star Rail comes out next week. So yeah, if you like what you see, feel free to follow. And if you just want to chill and lurk, I completely understand. How did the painting minis go? What type of minis were you painting? Good luck. Thanks. We're getting so close. We're so close. We just have like 2 more to do, and we're almost done with this one. What type of minis? Warhammer minis. Oh, dang. I feel like there's a lot of, like, when it comes to, like, mini painting, there's a lot of, like, intricate details that could go into it and a lot of fun techniques. I am garbage at painting minis, but when I see other people painting minis, it's so, like, detailed, dude. Star Rail next week? Yeah, I've been trying very hard not to talk about Star Rail. It comes out on Tuesday, the same freaking day that the Xenoblade 3 DLC story comes out. And I only found out about that yesterday. Oh my gosh. But yeah, Star Rail comes out next week on Tuesday, and I do plan on streaming the day it comes out. I usually don't stream on Tuesdays, but I'm willing to make an exception for Star Rail. So yeah, that's next week, and I'm gonna stream it. I got some good filigree on some Custodes stuff. Oh, dang, awesome! It's amazing. Well, I appreciate the raid. Thank you so much. I understand you're probably a little tired after the stream, so feel free to kick your legs up and rest a bit. I also get some fun textures things, all done by hand. Dude, the textures for minis seems like, for me, again, I have like no experience with minis, so I'm garbage at it. But textures on minis are like so beautiful sometimes because it's like so detailed. It's like, how did you do that? How? It's insane, man. The things people can do painting minis are impressive. Oh yeah, like I said, feel free to relax. I know you're probably very tired after the raid, but I appreciate it. I'll have to post a picture on my Twitter. I'll have to check that out. I'd see it. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it so much. All right. What the frick was I doing? I forgot what I was doing. Okay, application. General teaching courses. That's what we're doing right now.
Let's see now. What do we need to fill in? Course name, learning objectives, teaching methods, course materials. I suppose we can fill in the course name last.
Our learning objective is to teach people to read, right?
That's a bit too general, I'd say. After all, this class's target audience isn't toddlers or children, but rather people who already know the basics of reading. As such, we'll need a more specific learning objective. How about proficiency in reading and writing?
That's true. If we use children's teaching materials, we'll only end up wasting a lot of time on things that students would already know.
And you have your job as a forest ranger, Kale. People who attend this course in the future are also likely to have life commitments.
Very true.
We need more effective teaching methods.
So, other than teaching materials for children, what other learning methods does Kale use?
Master always tells me that practice is the best way to learn. That's why I often ask him to help me find simple books to read.
It must have been difficult to get books in Sumeru in recent years, no? Tainari really went the extra mile for you.
Oh yeah, I guess with all the Akasha stuff, they probably, like, didn't keep a lot of books because everything was in the Akasha, possibly.
Expanding literacy is a capital notion. Now that the academia is easing restrictions on the circulation of books, there should be more people who have become interested in reading. It's a great time to conduct this course.
Never mind, they were restricting book usage. Okay, didn't know that. Okay. So we've got teaching methods sorted out. How do we choose our course materials then?
So that's next on the list. I fear that I'm at a loss as to which books youngsters like nowadays. Would The Legend of Antara be too old of a story?
Oh, I just noticed that Fox Trust followed me like a few minutes ago. I missed that. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. What did the books do to them? I don't know. Listen, here's the truth. The academia got very corrupt over the recent years, and it's only like recently that it's been fixed by our hands and the hands of many others. So yeah, they were kind of corrupt in that aspect. So hopefully it'll get easier for them to get books. I imagine they were restricting books so that only researchers had them. and that the general public did not. Which is kind of messed up. If even an old that's a word. Centenarian. I know it's like century. Centenarian. Like you finds the tale old. How old is that story exactly? They said that in the Archon quest. Academia bed books because they want all people to rest solely on the Kasha. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I feel like that sounded familiar. Well, what I should say is, that's what I remember or what I was inclined to say, but I couldn't remember the details exactly. But also I could see them, like, obviously banning books if only researchers did it. I posted a pic. Hold on, I'm actually curious. Give me 1 second. There you are. There you are. Whoa! You did such a good job on this, dude! Whoa! Oh my gosh! That's amazing! I love the details on the shield, especially. I really like that. Dang! That's awesome. Ooh, the rope, too! Oh, dang. Dang, good job! How old is that story exactly?
Fair. Kale, what have you been reading lately?
2 inches tall? That's insane.
Me?
That is so
I've
small.
been reading light novels from Inazuma. I heard that ever since we were allowed to sell books in Sumeru again, some people set up stalls at Treasure Street to sell light novels. I've been meaning to go there and check it out.
Very fine detail work. Oh yeah, painting minis are like that. Dang though, that's impressive. Real impressive. Wait, like, that's real impressive.
Light novels? This is my first time hearing about such a thing, but I doubt I will procure suitable teaching materials from the House of Dana. Treasure Street it is.
Wait for us, Madame Faruzan! You wouldn't think someone as fast as her is over 100. Let's pick up the pace and catch up to her.
Oh, I thought because the door's open, I was like, oh, she ran inside. No, she's below us. Oh, there she is.
What a long and mildly ungrammatical title. And why is the cover so colorful?
Granny is fast. She's like lightning.
Is this your first time seeing a light novel, ma'am? Oh, they're the most popular of books nowadays. Would you like me to recommend something?
It's Marco! It's Marco! I love hearing Marco in game. Marco, ka-chow! Yeah, Marco Meatball, I believe this is his name. He's an opera singer. Singer? I'm so sorry. Opera singer. Marco Meatball. He's an opera singer. He does like musical analysis of different songs, including Genshin.
Bruh.
Oh, thanks for the straighten. Hold on. I'm gonna straighten a bit. Okay, cool. Singer. I'm so sorry. Yeah, singer, opera, singer. My goodness. Okay, we're moving on. Sorry.
Fine. One shouldn't judge a book by its cover after all.
Of course.
Ah, crap, I skipped that,
Why don't you
sorry.
try this one? It's Outlander Brigade, when the wind of death blew towards the blonde samurai.
I heard that this book's author describes action in vivid detail.
Now I've only skimmed through a few pages, but it feels like it's all fight scenes. There are only subjects and predicates, and the syntax is a tad simple.
Subjects? Predicates?
Oh, poor Collie. As a choir, Chucky, I approve of your mistake. Okay. Opera singer. Singing whatever I said before. I'm too scared to say it again.
The protagonist just ends up fighting in every scene with no proper build-up. Will anyone even enjoy a story that's only comprised of fights?
There might be people out there who will. It's for readers who don't care about plot. Sorry, when I read that, I was like, oh, this is referencing that section of the Genshin community that are like, where's the skip button in the cutscenes? I don't want to see the cutscenes in Genshin. I just want to get to the fights. I know it's probably not, but man, sometimes when you read this stuff, you're just like, where have I seen this before? Oh yeah, in the Genshin community. Jeez. Also, but like, truth be told, there's nothing wrong for like, if you prefer just like fighting games or combat games, there's nothing wrong with that. Just maybe not play a game that's so focused on story if you want that. It's for readers who don't care about plot.
How about... the good thing about being reincarnated as a hilly churl is that I only need to eat Sunsetias to become stronger.
Isn't that... I feel like that's an anime. Isn't that an anime? I know reincarnation into a slime.
Story? Those are pretty popular right now.
I know there's like, I was reincarnated into a slime, but I feel like I've heard one where it's like reincarnated into something and I only need to eat something to like get powerful. There's a lot of stuff like that. It is? Okay. It's probably the defense stat? Wait, the defense stat? I've heard that book before. I feel like I've heard it too. Wait, in game? Did Jai Publishing House talk about this book in game? Because a lot of the weird books come from Jai Publishing House, let's be fair.
Isekai? What in the world is that? Also, why does it become stronger by eating Sunsetias?
Those are what we call tropes.
Tropes? Ah, those fictional rules used to push the plot forward, yes? They're definitely effective in achieving a distancing effect.
This is amazing. I think it's from Jai Publishing House, maybe. Maybe it's not the one I'm thinking. Listen, I think anything is possible at this point. The fact that, like, we made a book that Paimon had a JoJo pose on it, I feel like anything is possible in the realm of anime.
Sorry. What is this distancing effect?
However, this book doesn't explain how reincarnation correlates to becoming stronger. Such an illogical rule will affect the coherence of the story. Will readers really accept this?
This reminds me of when we were, like, going, like, hanging out with the Raiden Shogun, and she's, like, looking at books being like, I don't understand this. Why did this person do this? Or, like, there's a book about Raiden Shogun's story, obviously fictional, and she's like, I don't remember any of this. It's like, that's because it's fictional. It's like, why would people lie about in books? Could be multiple. I'll message you about it later. Please do. I'm excited. There might be people out there who will. It's for readers who don't care about much about logic. Hey, it's me. It's me. Chat, it's me. It's me. Sometimes I really don't care about logic. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I'm like, I don't care. Me when I'm looking for a book I want to read. Yeah. It's me. I'm just very easily entertained.
How about this? I had to fight tooth and nail to get this in stock.
Oh, that's the latest volume of Onibudo!
Now that's a rather normal title length. Oh, Kale, do you like this series?
Yes, but I don't like it that much.
She clearly recognized it as the latest volume with a single glance. Is she embarrassed to admit that she likes books like this? Wait, what's the book about? Kale, what's the book about?
Madam, are you going to use this series as teaching material?
What's the book about? I have to know. Cassandra Evermore! Hi, thank you so much for stopping by. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Kale, I need you to tell me what the book's about.
Let me see. The dialogue flows quite well.
Hello.
But there are too many phrases here that I don't recognize. Third eye of perception, illusory mirror, and so on. Are these terms that are tied to tropes?
I also thought those names were strange when I was reading them.
She was able to say those phrases in such a serious tone. I guess that's a language researcher from Paravata for you.
It's impossible to derive the meaning of these phrases in isolation. Also, their morphological properties are quite pedestrian, really. Or did the protagonist purposely create these strange names to disorient their foes?
It's because such names are cool. It's because such names are fancy. I mean, they're both.
So there's no deeper purpose. It's quite hard to understand stories written these days.
You're right. It's such a weird book. But you keep wanting to read the next page.
What is it about?
Even the most popular book in Sumeru back then had greater depth than anything written today.
The most popular book back then?
Yes. A Bahumano researcher wrote it while researching folk legends. The plot had many twists. The world building was fantastic, and even the writing could withstand scrutiny. When it was still being published, many people in the academia were reading it. Even the sages back then all described the story as a timeless classic. The series must have concluded after so many years, right? Perhaps it's even more popular now.
Is there a book like that in Sumeru? I've never heard of such a thing before. What's the title?
It's called Tales of Shariar. Do you sell it here?
Tales of Shariar? I don't think I've heard of that before. When was it published?
Faruzan would love the Throne of Glass book series then? I don't know if I've heard that series.
About 100 years ago.
100 years ago? Are you pulling my leg? What sort of book can remain popular for 100 years?
The ones that keep getting read in school.
The Legend of Antara is popular to this very day, isn't it? I just heard someone telling it a few days ago in a cafe. If an old story like that is still being shared, then Tales of Shariar must be even more popular.
Even if that is the case, I really don't carry that book here in my store.
What? Is that because of the Academia's strict control over books in recent years? I can't believe they've allowed the people of Sumeru to become so uncivilized. How can they not know about the Tales of Shariar?
Tales of Shariar? Oh, wait. I think I heard an antique seller on the other end of Treasure Street mention that name before. I mean, it is a book from 100 years ago. Why don't you try asking for it there?
Told you about it. Iron Teeth Witch. Oh, okay, that I remember.
Tales of Shariar is considered an antique now? How could the Academia have let such an excellent work of literature be forgotten like this? Traveler, Kale, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Let's meet at the antique sellers.
And off she goes.
Madam, wait! Oh no, this is bad.
What's wrong?
You asked me why I'm scared of Madame Faruzan, right? It's not because I don't know how to respond to her kindness. It's because I'm afraid of that ancient language she researches, because I can barely understand any of it. What if she uses ancient texts as teaching material?
That book's only 100 years old, Kale. I doubt this counts as a book written in ancient language.
Even so, what if researchers from 100 years ago like to use ancient languages in their books? We've got to catch up to her!
Okay. Looks like it's down here. Whee! Oh, there it is!
Found it! The 5th volume of Tales of Shariar.
Wow, you actually found it.
I never thought this book would ever get sold.
The commentary for... I love the delivery of this guy's line, just in general, where he's like, I freaking never thought this would ever get sold.
All right, that's our teaching material secured. We also now know what to call this course. Analysis of Classical Texts. After all, this book is definitely worthy of being called a classic.
Can I take a look? Luckily the language being used here isn't ancient at all. I can recognize a few words here and there. Huh? But why aren't there pictures in this book?
As long as the writing is good, readers won't need any illustrations to imagine the scenes. Worry not, I shall thoroughly explain the difficult sections. You'll like this book, I know it.
It's only 100 years. Still, I mean, that's what we were trying to tell Kale, but Kale was like, I don't know that! There are some older books that are a little bit more difficult to read, but yeah, it's not like reading an entirely different language.
After all this time, I wonder if Aaliyah and Aziz ended up together. And who obtained the desert gem in the end?
Aha.
Sir, do you have the subsequent volumes of this series?
I don't think so.
Is that so? And here I thought I could finally read the ending. Never mind, I'll keep searching for the later volumes myself. If I'm to use it as a teaching material, it's better to start earlier in the series. Where are the first 4 volumes? Why aren't they all together?
I don't have those either. Actually, this is the only volume I have.
Is this series really that popular?
No. It's not popular at all. Rather, there's absolutely no demand for it.
No demand? Impossible. Back then, I'd come across at least 3 groups of people talking about it during a single stroll at the Academia.
Seriously? No one told me that this book was anything special when I first got it.
Where did you get this from? Can you still contact the seller?
I'm afraid not. This book was sold together with a whole bunch of antique furniture. I didn't even notice it initially.
Wow.
Otherwise, the Matra would have come knocking. Wait, is this book actually worth a lot? It can't be, right?
I don't know. Keywords back then. Yeah, It's like, there's like some things where it's like, this was very, very popular, then dies down in popularity. And then there's some things that are like, it's very, very popular and is still very, very popular. It can go either way. Sometimes people just get bored of it. I'm afraid not.
That's impossible. No matter how strict the academia was, there's no way Tales of Shariar could have fallen into such a state.
I do remember a passerby skimming through the book a few days ago. However, he simply sighed and left.
He sighed? Why would he react like that? Given the quality of Tales of Shariar, he should have been entranced after a single glance.
How come they didn't like my anime? My favorite anime within the first 2 episodes! Impossible! This is what it feels like.
I'm sorry. Traveler, Kale, please give me a moment. I'd like to look through this book first. Why is there another misunderstanding between Ali and Aziz? Also, why is there no mention of the Desert Gem at all? And a new character is introduced with no foreshadowing at all? Also, what are all these new names and terms? Is this really the Tales of Shariar I know?
Oh no. Oh.
Well, that passerby reacted in much the same way.
Who was the passerby in any case?
It's Mada from the cafe over there. You know, the fellow who spends all day telling the legend of Antara. Since that's also a very old story, maybe he knows a thing or two about that, Tales of, whatever it's called.
Then let's go ask around at the cafe. Huh? Madame Faruzan?
Huh? Oh, yes. Let's go.
I feel like Faruzan is the type who doesn't accept others' opinions about a book she feels passionately about. To be fair, I feel like there's quite a few people that also kind of feel that way. I know I definitely can act like that. And sometimes to this day, I do catch myself acting like that. But yeah, I definitely feels like, she's like, how come you can't like this thing that I like? Because everyone has different opinions, Faruzan. Also, it seems like the series took a turn for the worst.
Another day, another empty room.
Excuse me? But are you Mada?
Yes! Are you here to listen to my story?
Well, we actually came to ask about something else.
I see.
Sorry.
It's fine. I'm used to it, more or less. So, how can this terribly unpopular storyteller help you?
Oof.
Do you know about Tales of Shariar?
Huh? Tales of Shariar? Why, I can barely remember the last time anyone talked about it. My master always talked about how incredibly popular that book used to be. However, I tried reciting a few chapters of it at the cafe, and I found that it's even less popular than the Legend of Antara.
Your master?
Yes, the one who taught me how to be a storyteller. He said that Tales of Shariar was written by his master's master's master.
My great-great-great-grandfather.
He also said that this great-great-grandmaster was an academia researcher, and that even the sages liked the series.
Oops.
He wrote 4 volumes back then, and the reviews just got better and better. You couldn't find a single person in Sumeru who hadn't read his books.
I called it. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I'm a hypocrite only differently. If there's someone I know who loves the book, only instead of the book itself, characters in the book. Oh, interesting. I feel like I know quite a few people, though, that like prefer characters over story. I'm not one of them, but I feel like I know quite a few people that do. Also, I noticed that he said wrote 4 volumes and the reviews got better. We read the 5th volume. Accidental spoiler. Accidental foreshadowing. Oh, thanks for the hydrate. But he only, wrote 4 volumes. So the 5th one is where things went bad.
And then? What happened next? Why doesn't anyone know about Tales of Shariar now?
Because the 5th book ruined it.
Oh, it's hard to tell when it comes to trends. One day everyone likes stories like that, and the next day their tastes change completely.
No, it's because the 5th book sucked.
Instead of writing a proper ending, this great-great-grandmaster kept trying to extend the story.
Oh, I see.
To tap into popular trends, he added a lot of tropes. Then, starting from the 5th volume, the reviews started to go downhill.
You gotta give a proper ending to stuff sometimes. Like, yeah, it sucks when things end, but man, you gotta give a proper ending sometimes. Find someone who likes a book I do, I'm like, you're gonna love this character. I see. I don't like that character because he hurts us. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I don't know. I hope I'm not hypocritical when I say this. For me, I don't care too much about characters. Like, in general, it's either I like a character or I'm indifferent about a character, in general. It takes a lot for me to actually hate a character, I feel like. I kind of am more interested in, like, story and plot. And if we're talking video games, the gameplay.
How could that be? Then what happened to Tales of Shariar in the end?
In the end, there's no ending. The great-great-grandmaster tried to write a few more volumes, following whatever trends were popular at the time.
Oof.
But the trends kept changing right as he published his books.
Jeez, also, that's no way to write a book.
He got so infuriated that he stopped writing altogether and focused on his research instead.
Azar. Yeah, Azar is one character that I did not enjoy. But I did love how they made me not enjoy him. That aspect was fun, and that aspect in a strange way makes me happy about his character, if that makes sense. Because it's like, oh, I don't like this character. Oh my gosh, I don't like this character. Oh, I love what you're doing with it. I don't like this character, if that makes sense.
What? So there's no ending? The readers didn't care?
By that time, only a very small number of people were reading Tales of Shariar. Anyway, my master probably exaggerated. How could a work possibly have been that popular? The only tangible thing my great-great-grandmaster left is the original draft of Legend of Antara. He also left behind many theses from his research phase. When my master talked about Legend of Antara, he'd even quote from those theses. My master is a much better storyteller than me. Even when we're telling the same story about Antara, he's always able to draw in a huge crowd. But even he won't recite Tales of Shariar due to its ever-changing writing style and its lack of an ending.
So,
I see.
Antara's story is the one that lasted through the years.
Well, not even sages can definitively ascertain the quality of something like a story. In the end, only time can separate the classics from the fads.
Only time? Madame Faruzan?
Oh.
It's been 100 years. Perhaps some things I once believed to be great aren't so after all.
Oh, I think, I think you don't have to worry about that. Where does this go? Where does this line of logic go? Imagine if that storyteller was the one in Liu. They should like talk and exchange notes. Definitely. I think the story's decline might not have been due to changing trends. It doesn't matter if it's a classic or a fad. What matters is that you like it. Yeah. I mean, I agree with the top one, but I do have to say it doesn't matter if it's a classic or a fad. What matters is that you like it. And that's all that matters. If you liked it, that's great. I feel this way with, in a strange way, okay, this is gonna sound strange because I know it's not super unpopular, but in a strange way, this is how I feel about Xenoblade. Xenoblade Chronicles, I'm sorry, I've talked a lot about it. I literally found out about the whole DLC thing yesterday. It's on my mind. But it reminds me because I love Xenoblade Chronicles. It's not for everybody, but I love it. And constantly I see people online like comparing its like pros and cons to like other stories. And I often get conflicted about how to feel about it. But at the end of the day, and same thing with like My Hero Academia. I love that, but not everybody does. But at the end of the day, I just have to remind myself what matters is that I like it. And that's what matters. Other people could have their opinions and that's fine. But I like it. And I will take that. So this is one that I think I'm gonna tell Faruzan, and I hope she takes it the right way.
Yeah! Master helped me find a lot of famous books at first, but in the end, I realized that I couldn't get into them. No matter how good those stories are, I can't improve my skills if I can't bring myself to read them in the first place. I think the best books for me are the ones I like.
The problem here is not actually about improving your reading skills, but I suppose the principle is the same.
Huh. Indeed. That is true. Readers' interests and trends of a time are not things that are so easily predicted. What was popular 100 years ago could be completely forgotten in modern times. And yet, 100 years, as far as history is concerned, is but a blink of an eye. If Tales of Shahryar hadn't chased after trends and instead stuck to its original style from start to finish, it might have stood some chance of gaining renewed popularity.
It's true!
No, even if that didn't happen, at least it would be a work that was true to itself.
Exactly.
Huh? Our conversation just got a lot more serious.
I agree, but I'm here for it.
I don't really get what you're talking about, but it does sound
Hello?
sensible. Looks like I also have to hang in there and tell Antara's story well.
Melancholy? No thank you, I'm busy. I think you should think about the present first. You should think about your income. Think about the present first.
How unseemly. I almost got carried away because of a single book. Well then, we should get back to the matter of our teaching material. It looks like we can't use Tales of Shahryar now.
How about The Legend of Antara then?
No, it's much too old.
Are you gonna use the book that Kali likes?
Oh.
Sorry, guy.
Kale, you found a book that you liked at the bookstall, yes?
Yes, but I don't really...
Then we'll use that book as our teaching material. Now that I think about it, using a book that you like is the most suitable choice for teaching you how to read. As for the academia, as long as we come up with an appropriate course name, we should be able to get away with this.
I propose appreciation of popular literature. Analysis of popular literature might do the trick.
My, it sounds like you've dealt with the academia before. Let's go with that. Now then, let's return to the book vendor in a bit and buy the latest volume of this Onibudo for Kale. But if I wish to use it as teaching material, I have to read it first.
Huh?
Uh-oh.
Speaking of which,
what is the book about?
Other than third eye of perception and illusory mirror, I also espy some unfamiliar phrases from the reader's messages at the back of the book.
Like?
Such things as, even if it reminds me of my dark history, I still can't help but be drawn in by the story. And the author has written all the things that I only dare whisper into a tree hollow.
Oh, that last one sounds familiar, doesn't it, Kali?
Why do people use dark history to refer to awkward or embarrassing memories? Is this some slang that was invented in the last century? If one of our learning objectives was researching linguistic changes over the past 100 years, it might make it easier to get these books approved as teaching material.
Kali wrote a review for the book she loves. That's amazing.
Oh, I can tell you what that's all about. Apparently, in their youth, some people used to imagine themselves as someone burdened by fate, fighting against the world, etc. But as they grew older, they started to become embarrassed by such memories. Some would write those fantasies into novels, while others would entrust such tales to tree hollows.
Mata? You know, I suddenly have the urge to hear a story about Antara.
Oh, Kali, you're so precious. It's okay. You're so precious.
Huh? Why so suddenly?
I think we can ignore the whole dark history thing just for now. It's good to reminisce on an old tale in a while. Kali, yeah, Kali doesn't want to be called out.
I knew it. There will always be people who love the golden oldies. Now, let me tell you all about the ancient hero, Antara.
Aww! Aww, fun! Fun! You know what this means? You know what this means? Wait, I need to sit down somewhere. There's a good spot. We'll go here. Sit, please. You know what this means! We did it! We got all of the endings! Yay! Was a wholesome ending. It was! We did it! Awesome, we finished Faruzan! Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Oh, the cute fishers. Honestly, I think out of all of them, I feel like I tend to get drawn to the first ones we do. Out of all of them, this one is like my favorite one. Woo! We did it! All that is left is you, Layla. We've done... Wait, hold on. We've done all of the hangouts. All of them. All of them! We just have to do Layla next! Woo! Oh, that's exciting.
Sleepy Layla. Poor little Layla.
But unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow. Gonna have to do that tomorrow. It's getting a little late. Just a smidge late. Yeah, that was great. I still gotta... I can't believe I forgot to do this, but it's because things were broken earlier. So, oh well. I'll do it. Do that off stream. I won't bother you guys with that. What do you plan to do next week for Genshin after the Hangouts? That's the fun thing. We're not gonna do Genshin next week. Next week, we're gonna do Honkai Star Rail if I can. I know there's like a story, like, wall thing where you would have to get a high enough adventure rank, but, I want to do as much Honkai Star Rail as I can. Good job, bro. Thanks! That means a lot! Also, hi! Nashi Potato, thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, so, tomorrow, we'll do Layla's Hangout. Oh, you know what we're gonna do in Genshin whenever that comes up? Probably wish for Baiju and check out the event. But that's for later. First, I want to focus on Honkai Star Rail. But man, can't believe we're so freaking close, guys. We're so freaking close. Hold on, let me check a few things real quick. And, let's head over to the end screen. Let's head over to the end screen real quick. That's where my end screen is. Here we go. Woo! We are getting near the end of the stream, so I want to thank you all for watching. It means a lot to me. Let me check everything, like all the stuff that happened so that I can, like, thank you guys. I hope I don't miss anybody. Obnoxious Orc, thank you so much for the Prime sub for 4 months. Thank you so much. And Nemesis, thank you for the raid earlier. That means a lot to me. And then Foxtrots, thank you for the follow as well. Have a good stream. Thanks. Hold on. Let me see if we can raid somebody today. Hang tight, y'all. Thank you guys for watching, though. I appreciate it. I originally wasn't going to do this, but after getting raided, I want to send the love to someone else. I haven't raided this person in a while, and I would like to. They've been very supportive lately. So, while... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. While I do this, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I apologize that there was scuff this stream. I really do. I'm gonna probably spend my evening trying to figure this out so that, tomorrow will be better. But yeah, we're gonna raid Ender Life, and we're gonna just do a typical raid. We'll just do a typical Blaze Fires raid. Feel free to put in whatever emotes you want. Like if you got the heart emote, feel free to put that in. Like such. Wait, let me copy. Let me get this set up. Right? Feel free to do stuff like that. Okay, guys? I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna raid Ender. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna finish tomorrow. We're gonna do Layla's Hangout event. If all goes well, we're going to finish all of the Hangouts in Genshin Impact before Honkai Star Rail next Tuesday. I'm gonna stream on Tuesday, a little bit later than I usually do. If all goes well, we're gonna try to stream the day Honkai Star Rail comes out. Okay? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate y'all so much. If you were lurking today, I appreciate you. And if you were chatting today, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys being here for me despite all the scuff and everything. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All right, take care, guys.